You are about to opt in to Monerotopia, a show for the Monero community where all are welcome to join. From noob to maxi, no matter what bags you hold. Just sit back and relax to the sweet sounds of Monero's latest progress. Or if you're feeling inspired, join us on stage. Remember, the only thing that can stop Monero is a false belief that it can be stopped. And if you want to win the revolution faster, we recommend you remove your XMR from all custodial exchanges immediately. Warning, voting accidents are common around here. Don't forget to properly secure your private keys. Monerotopia starts now.
All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live.
Speaking of removing your Monero from all centralized custodial exchanges, how was the Monero run on the 18th?
That's a good question. Did anybody do anything with that?
I don't know. I know I couldn't have participated because I don't hold Monero on exchanges. So
we had the show on the 18th. And we had forgotten it was Monero's birthday. At least I had. Until that morning, I was like, oh shit. And we just happened to have Monerotopia on that day. 12th birthday.
That was kind of awesome.
Yeah. So, I guess we could have done that better. Given it more attention. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if people did the Monero run. Was it a thing? Bawdy's the one that started the Monero run, right? On Reddit years ago?
That's what I heard, but I'm not sure because of the fact that the exchanges were being bad about fractional reserving Monero, so we decided to not put up with that.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna. Oh, so Anhdres will come up in 50 minutes.
Yeah, he said he'll be home in 15 minutes. So.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try to have Anhdres pop up with Alessandro so he can help interpret. Because I don't know what Alessandro's plan was actually. Maybe.
The guy was sleeping.
Yeah, it will be much better with Anhdres being able to interpret for us. Doug is like Mary Poppins, perfect in every way, and Shortwave Surfer is the baby Jesus with his three wise men. I don't know.
Nice.
Wow, that's a pretty high compliment.
Right?
Not gonna lie. Good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Good morning, man. Guys, like and share. Get the word out. Got 18 live viewers. What's going on here? I think I don't think we're getting as much attention on X.
We've been shadow banned.
It's like harder to get discovered on X now, I think. The spaces. Or whatever, the live feed. Let me share it over there.
Musk has probably shadow banned us for talking about freedom.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like we've definitely been shadow banned over the years. I mean, Monero Talk has been around forever. They're definitely not helping us. The algos are definitely not helping us.
And the fact that the YouTube channel only has 10.9K subscribers after all this time, it's like, yeah, right? You can tell who's not being helped by the algorithm.
Crazy. We have a very strong influence out there. We know it because when we throw these conferences, people come out. Like you could have a YouTube channel with, 10,000 followers, 1 million or 100,000 followers. Go throw an event, see who actually shows up. Right? It's interesting. So I think we have a strong ratio of actual real followers to what our number shows.
Yeah, that's true. We've got not so many bots.
Yeah, it's like it's distilled. It is. I mean, I can't wait till the day Monero community is 10x larger than it is now. That's gonna happen fast.
That'll be exciting. I've been seeing the transaction counts just on average slowly creeping up to that. It's just past that 25,000 now. It's like 25.5 thousand.
Is it?
Yep.
It's low though, man. I don't get it. We got to do a whole show. Like, I don't know. Bawdy's got to do some deep research on Monero's transaction count. It doesn't make sense to me that's that low. Like so steady for so long, right?
Yeah, it's just steady. It's just steadily but increasing. Because when I first joined Monero, it was like 20,000, and now it's up to just above 25.
Yeah, but I don't know. It seems very right. It's been steady for a long time before. So let's see. Here's XMR. All time. Yeah, it's been at like the 20K, between 20 and 40K for years. And then we had this crazy spike. What was that? That was in
during the Black Marble attack.
Oh, that was the Black Marble attack. Monero, man, the legends of Monero, the things it's been through. But it's still crazy though that I don't know. It just doesn't feel logical to me that it's been that at that rate for that amount of time. But I guess that's what organic adoption looks like. It's slow.
Yep, slow but steady.
Slow but steady. But it will start to get exponential once it gets large enough. So we'll start to go exponential.
Yeah, you hit that wall where it's just like it goes from slow to all at once.
Yeah.
And eventually
slowly, then suddenly. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, we got an XMR chat.
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Don't be afraid to chime in, by the way, if you haven't. Anon tipped 0.001 XMR. On YouTube live streams, my chat messages are silently dropped if they mention the words Monero or XMR, even if I try to obfuscate them. Likely an AI filter. Probably doesn't affect your stream as an exception, but there's definitely a shadow ban. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is that on our stream here, or is that on like other streams? Are you talking about are you like watching a financial stream and it's mentioning money and you mention Monero and it shadow bans you?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd be curious to see that.
I know anytime I mention Monero on YouTube or something, it would just delete my comment.
Yeah, I mean, just like when I'm on X and like tweeting and responding to things, I just notice my stuff is like buried. I never really looked into it. I mean, look at XMR Bazaar. The account was banned, suspended, and then we appealed it, and they still wouldn't bring it back. That's a bizarre.
I can't say that I'm surprised, because freedom.
Right.
Too much freedom, man.
All the crap on X. Like, there's so much crap. There's a lot of good stuff, too. But, I mean, it's a Wild West. Basically, anything goes. Meanwhile, XMR Bazaar account is a problem. Really?
XMR Bazaar facilitates too much freedom. Problem? That's the problem.
People buying eggs with Monero. Buying Parmesan cheese.
Raw milk.
XMR Bazaar is growing steady.
Heck yeah, it's almost got 10,000 users too.
Yeah, we need to have a moment when that happens.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah, let me bring that up for a sec. Actually, what are we at right now?
9,480 something last time I looked. I think it was.
Yeah, 9,446.
46? Okay, I thought it was 86. Whatever, close enough.
So, yeah, that's 600 more users, guys. We'll hit 10K. Nice and steady. Anon Bazaar. We are adding Xano with Freedom Dollar and Shielded Die.
XDie.
XDie. So that's gonna be interesting experiment. You think people are gonna use it?
Are
they gonna have a desire for a private stablecoin?
I don't know. I don't know whether they will or not. But what I can say is I hope they don't. I hope they just reject it.
And Monero just blows everything out of the water.
Yeah, I'm hoping it just gets rejected.
Well, it doesn't hurt bringing all these.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't hurt, but yeah. I just don't like stable coins are just not my cup of tea. Just because of the fact that except for DAI, they can be frozen, and even with DAI, it's not private unless you're doing something like wrapping it with Xano or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why you would want to use a currency that you know is going to lose its value over time. Like, because the dollar is going to lose its value over time. That's guaranteed. So why would I want to take and have dollars in crypto? I don't see the point.
I personally wouldn't use stable coins, but eventually when they're mandating CBDCs and all that, people are going to have to swap with something. Which should be Monero.
I mean, the thing is, we're trying to get people to opt out, right, and use digital cash. So not everybody is as Monero based as we are, but they do want to sell stuff peer to peer with untraceable digital cash. But they feel it's risky to accept something that's not quote unquote stable, right? Because they got to pay their bills, whatever it is. So it could pull in more of those types of users that just want to use a marketplace and sell things.
I mean, if you really want to sell things and pay your bills, there are ways of doing it. Like I do it.
No, I know, but I'm talking. People have to get there mentally. They have to learn, as opposed to be like, okay, I'll accept this stable coin. It's still private. I'm selling things for cash, peer to peer on the internet. Craigslist, digital cash based Craigslist. People have a desire for that.
I think there'll be a use case for it.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking it could. And then I think it leads people to finding Monero then, right? It's like maybe initially they'll be like, okay, I'll just
completely opt out of that system.
Yeah. We'll see. But I mean, Monero's behaves it does feel like like it's more stable than other cryptos.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, it really does. Like I was saying the other day on Monero Talk, I had Sebastian on. This guy Sebastian, he's got a nice following on X. He's always shilling Monero. They're like, I don't mind onboarding people to Monero. I don't feel bad about telling people to accept Monero. Accept it as a tip or accept it as payment because I know it's not just gonna like tank. Like that's what's not. It is pretty stable.
Yeah, just especially when you start using a moving average, it's even more stable. Like it's stable enough as it is, and then you start adding a moving average to it, and it becomes even more stable.
Somebody said Xano hit $10 yesterday. Fell back down to retest it. Wow. Okay, so Xano was pumping. I don't know what the Colonel Sanders tipped 0.05 XMR.
Colonel Sanders, when can we buy your chicken with Monero?
HBS say XDAI will be perfect for doing XDAI to XMR atomic swaps. Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, it would be nice to be able to go from Monero to a quote unquote stable coin. Or a gold backed, or a gold stable coin. That'd be cool, right?
I don't know. I might actually trust DAI more than I trust something like PaxG or Tether Gold or whatever, just because of the fact that DAI is actually backed by USDC and USDT. So you've got kind of an obfuscation layer between you and the company.
Yeah. No, I'm curious about XDAI. I'm curious if it will outperform Freedom Dollar for actually people like trusting it.
That will be curious.
The Freedom Dollar, is that anything like Freedom Fries?
As long as it's not like Freedom Station, I think we're okay.
Morning, buddy. How's it going, man?
GM. I just got back from vacation last night.
Nice.
How was it?
Excellent.
Awesome, man.
It's
nice,
great.
nice
You live in
adventure.
Mexico and then you vacation in Mexico and you're just always on vacation, basically.
You went like more into nature or more into wilderness or more?
No,
into
I went down to the
civilization?
beach. Went down to La
Oh,
Paz,
nice.
actually, the peninsula. So now that I'm away from La Paz, I can confess to being in La Paz.
Wait, where is this in Mexico? Like,
Cabo,
oh, okay.
like
Go over there.
the Baja Peninsula.
The water's beautiful over there, right?
So clear, just like crystal clear blue.
Oh my god! And how was
There's
like,
no
what's like the temperature?
perfect, I guess. Should
You
I
could
quote it?
basically just live there naked on the beach and swim in the water and
Basically, yeah.
yeah. Wow.
You know, everything was great except for the fucking Port Authority. Everything was like perfect. They gave us problems. Like they were trying to fuck us at one point. At one point, I finally just took a wad of cash out of my pocket and just started waving it around. And I knew how stupid that was, but once they saw that, they were like, okay, we can't extort him anymore. He already just showed the cameras all of this like wad of cash. It was weird, man. I've never been molested like that. Like I was molested by the Port Authorities in La Paz. Actually, Mazatlan. It was Mazatlan.
This wasn't customs. This was just
yeah. It's weird. You have to go through aduanas. They call it customs. Yeah, you have to go through customs, even though you're just going from Mexico to Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really weird.
Because they consider it like you're more mainland U.S. or something when you.
I think I have kind of a nice car. I have kind of a nice car, and the plates are from a state that's kind of known for like drugs. And even though I don't do drugs, I don't even smoke weed, bro. Like I barely like do anything except for maybe some booze occasionally. But no, like they were.
We don't judge here, buddy. You do whatever the fuck you want.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to.
We saw you having a good time in Monerotopia. We saw that was a rare occasion.
Yeah, that was me in rare form, I guess. No, man, the water feds they were fucking us. Like they were trying. I was actually concerned they were going to plant something because, my girl started recording and they told her that she's not allowed to record. She had to like turn off the recording. And anytime a cop doesn't want to be recorded, it's because they're about to do something illegal. It's because they'd be ashamed, to be on film.
Yeah.
What you need is some of those meta glasses or whatever, the ones that can record without people knowing that they're being recorded.
There was a super chat, an XMR chat just flashed on the screen. I think it said his body and a Coke or a Pepsi kind of guy. If I had to choose, I guess I would say Pepsi. I like Pepsi, but I rejected a Pepsi yesterday. But it was like Pepsi Black. It was disgusting. It was horrible.
Definitely Coke. Pepsi's disgusting.
I don't know. I mean, I like Pepsi, but this one particular type of Pepsi they tried to give me was disgusting. Conwonk. Conwonk. It's an interesting name. At Conwonk. Thank you for the tip, sir. Doug, you are muted, my good fellow.
Sorry about that. We could, buddy, we could have you do price report first.
Sure.
And then we'll have Alessandro come up.
Andres.
And yeah, Andres will be his interpreter. Alessandro's got some big news. He's throwing an event. So I'm sure you guys remember Copa Monero. He's throwing another tournament, but this one's going to be for Patel or Patel.
Nice.
And they built that beautiful paddle court, sponsored by Cake, and it's an amazing facility. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'm sure at some point. So he's throwing an event there, and then he's going to have, like Monerotopia, he's going to have a live Monero accepting marketplace. XMR Bazaar will be one of the sponsors, and or Monerotopia. So we're going to bring him up. Excited for that. Awesome that, Monero Town wasn't just a splash in the pan. I mean, they're still growing. It's real adoption. It's embedded. That's amazing. I wish it was a little less out of the way, a little closer, a little easier to get to for us non-natives to Formosa, because it would be fantastic to just do like a larger Monerotopia event or something over there. But super cool that they're doing this. So we'll bring them on. We'll talk about that, see what's going on with that. I think it's coming up. They had to delay it because they had a really big rain event. Like the whole town got super flooded. I'm sure Alessandro will tell us all about that. It's a wild place over there. It's definitely off the grid. It's definitely off the grid. So we'll bring Alessandro up, but in the meantime, we'll have Bawdy run with the price report. I would say another very exciting week in price. Right, we have the crazy thing. I actually finally started paying less attention. Thankfully.
Good.
I got like sucked
Did
into
you stop
that.
trading? You stopped trading, or
Pretty much. I mean, I have, I'm just not planning on moving my funds. I'm in a position where I'm like, all right, I don't need to, trade, move it.
it's too much effort to trade. Like, it really is. You just have to like rebalance your portfolio a couple times a year.
I was just trying to preserve some capital, like, because I knew we were going down, and it kind of worked, and whatever.
I
would have been the same, just not doing anything. Honestly, I would have been in the same position.
I rebalanced my portfolio from 99% Monero to 99% Monero.
There you go.
Done.
Yep, we'll hear from Bawdy with price, and then
The Monerotopia Price Report segment is sponsored by Exolix, privacy-first multi-chain swap aggregator designed for seamless instant swaps. Exchange XMR instantly with the fully non-custodial, KYC-free experience and secure execution across hundreds of blockchains.
Justice kind of surprises me there with the with the segments. I never know when they're gonna go. I'm like, all right, keeps it moving though. All right, let's get your.
Well, this will be interesting for me too, because I have not looked at the price. I mean, I just kind of like barely swapped through these charts. I have not looked at price all week, so you'll get to hear my like fresh take, first time out the gate.
Oh, that should be fun.
Okay, so this is Monero, and I've actually, one thing I noticed here is there's kind of this interesting thing happening where there's this like compression going on. Monero price, like per the technical analysis, it's about to break one way or the other. Like, it's going to break one way or the other. And based on the things we've seen, like there was supposedly some hack, and Zach XBT was like, they're transferring into Monero again. It was only the price pump is hack. There was no price pump. It was like a little, tiny little spike anyways. But so Monero price is probably about to break one way or the other, guys. So we thought we were going to have a nice little fluffy stable coin for like a period of time. But at this moment, I'm actually going to expect this thing to break out of here, probably towards the upside. Something like that. And of course it is. Like, Clavicular's talking about it. Like, if Clavicular is talking about it, then the Anhdres Tates and the rest of like the whole fucking like red pill bro world, they're also talking about it, but quietly. They're saying that shit we used to say like 5 years ago. Like, the first rule of Monero is you don't talk about Monero. Okay, sure, bros. The second rule of Monero is that you do talk about Monero. That's when you stop being a little baby crybaby pussy bitch. All right. Anyways, no more cussing. Sorry, shouldn't cuss that much on stream. So here's the ratio XMR BTC. Nothing is happening. Just flat. Okay, cool. And we occasionally look at this chart. This chart doesn't mean anything anymore. They figured out how to stop like making this chart look like ridiculous. But the divergences to Kraken are still basically zero. Cool. I think I heard a mention of Xano. Yeah. So I do not trust this. Maybe that doesn't look good. Like, so the way this spiked up, I don't like the way that spiked up and then came back down, but it's still holding. Like, so normally that doesn't happen. Normally after that kind of like spike up, you see a fall off. But if Monero is going to pump, then I think we can probably count on the other privacy coins. We can count on those guys to pump too. Like Zcash, everyone's favorite privacy coin. Let's go to the daily. That was the 1 hour. What are we doing here? What are we looking at? Zcash. No, that's a good chart. Like, that's a good setup. It looked bad for a while, but they saved it at the last fucking second. They saved Zcash, put a floor in, and now this thing is going up. So Zcash is going to continually contend with us XMR, to be the bigger market cap. It's going to be basically a pissing contest, and we're going to have to endure those assholes for pretty much like ever. I can't see when they're going away. Like, some kind of like a profile regime change will happen eventually, where Zcash just finally dies, but that's not going to be today, and it's not going to be tomorrow. They're going to be here for a while. Let's see. Tari is still dying. It's over. Tari's over. There was I guess it wasn't Hannah Montana. It was Paris Hilton. I guess Paris Hilton is sold. She continues to sell her bags. We shouldn't talk shit about Paris Hilton. I mean, what do I know about her? Nothing. So, Cubic doing nothing. Also, another privacy shitcoin. They can't attack Monero until they get up into like this range. So for now, nothing's happening there. That's pretty much actually as we should just title that the price report. Nothing ever happens. Bitcoin. Let's look at the nothing happening with Bitcoin. Also, still nothing. It's kind of like this broadening structure. So we drew this out last week. Actually, there's kind of this broadening structure here, but is it going to break up? Yes, eventually, but I just have a hard time. I really have a hard time believing it. But they kind of did the thing with the oil, you know, with Iran and the oil and the straits, the crooked straits of Hormuz. And it seems to me that this might actually have been the bottom. This could actually have been the bottom. Now, there's still a long way to go here. Like, we're still inside of like a very dedicated pattern. There is the lower standard deviations, the orange bands here. That's going to take some like work to get through. Right now, it looks good, but this thing can just go down at any moment. It could do that actually, and then go up. I wouldn't personally. This is kind of a no man's land for me. Like, I could not trade this chart. I could not trade Bitcoin right now. Maybe a tiny little sell here with like a short, you know, would be fine, and then you would take like the next down candle. You would just take that opportunity to get out, in and out. But you know, don't trade. Like, I wouldn't count on me for that. Let's take a look at total. I don't think we looked at total last week. Same thing, same chart basically as Bitcoin. No surprise there. This chart, I guess, you know what? I have nothing to say about this chart. It's the exact same chart as Bitcoin. Not sure why we would try and I don't know. Let's draw some lines. I don't like the way those lines look. I think that's fake. Okay, so interesting. Total might have a rising wedge. Bitcoin has a rising broadening structure. Make of that what you will. I'm not going to try and analyze that too much here. I'm just drawing something out for anyone that cares to see. Oh, look, Bitcoin dominance actually did a little pumperoonie. Made up to 60%. Cool, I guess. I mean, the thing is, guys, we know that a lot of shitcoins have to die. They're currently dying. It's over. So Bitcoin dominance is actually probably like in solid territory. Maybe they can figure out how to like birth some new shitcoins, you know, like, or they can just like resurrect the old ones. I'm not sure. All right, whatever. That's crypto. That's what things look like. Tron still doing pretty good overall, like compared to everyone else, but it did have a little tumble, little whoopsie daisy recently. But everything else is just kind of like, you know, in their Z-score like trend line pack, if you will. Okay. Let's go to the macro. Always talking about the macro. Macro was the big thing. It was the biggest thing ever back a few years ago. All right, we'll start with oil because obviously, you know, everything's about oil. By the way, I have no context of the news, guys. Right now, I'm delivering you basically TA, right? I have no context because I haven't seen the news. I guess they closed the straits again, and so oil came back up. But at this moment, that's not going to stop the stock market from pumping anymore. Like for example, let's go to the Nasdaq. Nasdaq still pumping, still doing like crushing it actually. And if you have Nvidia, you're basically pretty close to your all-time highs. But again, I don't really have a solid context for what happened with the news, so I apologize if I can't give you guys, you know, I don't know, the scoop, right? The regular scoop. I'll be back on my game next week, I promise. Let's see here. S&P 500. Yeah, it's still pumped higher and new all-time highs. We could drop a line there. Yeah, S&P 500 is crushing it. It's kind of funny because the S&P 500 used to be like the Nasdaq used to outperform it, but then somewhere in the bear market, the S&P 500 started outperforming. I guess so. This chart we're looking at, this is NQ1 divided by ES1, which is the Nasdaq divided by the S&P. So when this chart goes up, the Nasdaq is winning. Let's go to like a really long time frame. Yeah, so I mean, this chart is, I guess, going up forever, but this is still kind of an uptrend. So I guess your move here is the Nasdaq. Like, yeah, that actually seems like the case. Your move here is the Nasdaq. If you're a stock, if you're a stock bro, which we probably don't have too many of those guys listening, but if you are, then the Nasdaq is probably going to be your slightly better play here. Not by much, but a little bit. Especially Nvidia. Nvidia is not a bubble. This vertical line was when I got on the horn here, like 2 years ago when I got online with you guys, and I was like, was like just smashing my fist on the desk. NVIDIA is not a bubble. It's not a bubble because it's a defense stock now. Like it literally, that's what NVIDIA is. Like it is literally a defense stock. The government is using the shit out of AI, and they need all of the GPUs. Okay, so to me, again, fresh take looking at this for the first time with you guys here live on stream. To me, this looks like up, like stocks up, oil probably up, gold up. Like I don't know how they did it. Everything's going up. Even I don't want to tell you Bitcoin's going up, but it might be going up. I probably would. It's probably not mature yet. The Bitcoin trade, the Bitcoin long play is probably not mature just yet. But this might have been the bottom, guys. That might have been the bottom. And I know we've been saying it's going to be lower. It's going to crash lower. It's going to crash lower. But that might have been the bottom. So, what do? We say everything here that could be possible so that I can never be wrong. Just playing. Anyway, so oil, US dollar, petrodollar going up. Dixie, I wouldn't actually count on this thing to go up right now. I would just count on this thing to be stable. I don't think they're going to smash oil to the top side here. Not soon. Not soon. But they did a good job. They put the floor underneath oil. They're doing the thing with the straights, and they're taking their poly market bets. With Barron, Mr. Barron is taking his poly market bets, and they have planted the floor under everything. And let's go to the bonds. Let's see if anything's happening with the bonds. Nothing's happening with bonds. Nothing ever happens with bonds. We've been waiting for like the drop off here. We've been waiting for the bonds to like curl under, and do this. At this moment, I don't believe it anymore. I don't believe that that's going to happen, actually. If anything, maybe this shit's going to pump again. They're going to try and get rates higher. And they kind of have to do that because the petrodollar is undergoing, like all kinds of changes with the oil, etc. It was the oil was about to crash through the floor, and then they did the straits, and they kidnapped the Maduro guy from Venezuela. So they put a floor under oil, and now with the bonds, we're in totally uncharted territory, guys. Like, I know everyone says it's different this time, but it's different this time. Like, everything is different this time. So inflation might kick back up again here soon. You can see like it kind of ticked up. We have the unemployment numbers sitting here at like 4.3%. Okay. So everything is stable. Everything's fine. There's actually nothing to worry about. Buy anything. Like, anything you buy is probably going to be fine. It could be oil, it could be gold, it could be crypto. You could actually buy crypto right here for the long haul. I'm not telling you to go long like at this particular moment, but you could buy crypto here for the long haul. You could buy anything, and it's all going up. Like that's the intuition, that's the feels I get from the charts. And I guess that's all I have to say about that.
I have a question for you, Bawdy.
Sir?
What does Monero oil look like? So oil price to Monero. The reason I ask is because last year about this time, if I'm remembering correctly, it used to be like 21 Monero per gallon of gas, and now it's down to like 9 or 10. So I'm just curious what the long-term oil price to Monero chart looks like.
Currently sitting at about $4. So 1 Monero to 1 US oil. That's 1 whole barrel of oil. So it looks like 4 Monero buys you 1 barrel of oil. Okay. But let's go to the long.
Wait, no, that can't be right. 4 Monero for a barrel of oil?
Yeah, I mean that's what the chart says. XMR USD divided by US oil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay.
It's a nice chart actually. This chart looks nice. I'm not upset by this chart in the slightest. Yeah, this chart's probably going up at some point. This is the weekly, so it's a long time frame. It could still take some time, but this chart continues to set higher lows. Eventually, maybe it's 1 XMR would buy you 4 barrels. Oh, sorry. You know what? I got that inverse.
Yeah, I was thinking, wait, what?
Yeah. 1 XMR buys you 4 barrels of oil, and pretty soon it's going to buy you, I don't know, 1,000 barrels of oil.
Nice, cool.
No, I'm not quite sure, but this chart does look nice. Just like looking at it. No, but that's all. I think that's all I got for you guys. We got the Monero transactions. Take a look here. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens with the Monero transactions. 25,000-ish. We're still sitting there. But we are setting slightly higher highs continuously. Cool.
I use BitInfo charts to check the Monero transactions, and I always do it the 3 months, and then I use the 90-day simple moving average so I can see kind of what the average is doing instead of the actual like day-to-day. And that seems to be doing all right.
Let's see here. Okay, so I just put that chart on the screen. Yeah, 90-day moving averages. It's nice. It's about 25.
25.4 if I remember. 25.4, 25.6 if I remember correctly.
25.878 today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's all I can talk about with the price. Maybe there's like some Federal Reserve meeting or some, I don't know, they got an FOMC coming up
later this month, I think like the 28th or 29th.
It's actually next it's next week actually.
So that'll give us something to talk about next week.
J-Pow's going to get up there. I think Trump, wasn't he going to like fire him? I think he's just waiting for J-Pow to run out his term, and then Trump wants to like he's going to put some new guy in there, I guess, and they're going to pump the markets after that. It seems like they're going to pump the markets.
Kevin Warsh.
I'm going to pump.
I think his name is Kevin Warsh.
Yeah, it's Kevin Warsh. I mean, he's going to lower the interest rates, right? I mean, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's
pretty well.
That's what they're saying, right? And if that happens,
I'm also hearing some crazy scenario where interest rates could start going up.
They should. So that's weird here. Like we're in a weird spot because due to the nature of all the like stuff happening, globally, petrodollar, etc. It seems like they need to raise the interest rates to keep the dollar strong.
Yeah.
But it's still the reserve currency, and there's no other fiat that like nobody else wants to be the fiat reserve currency. So maybe they don't have to do that. But it seems like they should. It seems like they need to raise rates, which will also cause inflation if they do that. Like count on inflation, like big inflation happening.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. Well, we shall see what happens next week with the Strait of Hormuz. Unbelievable. Trump has figured out yet another way to perfectly manipulate the markets at will.
I'm wondering, unless Congress extends it, isn't the 60-day deadline for what the president can do without congressional approval coming up real soon?
What's going to happen? He's going to stop.
From what I understand, the president's not allowed to be in a conflict without congressional approval past 60 days.
Yeah, but they'll just keep going, right? I mean, what are they going to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's technically true, but practically that might not matter anymore. Like,
okay.
Congress is just like a rubber stamp at this point.
I mean, they're definitely going to try to impeach him if they lose the midterms big. But how many times has he been impeached already?
Yeah, they'll probably convert Trump into a pariah. After the midterms, they'll convert him into a pariah, and they'll just do a bunch of terrible shit with him as like the lame duck.
Yeah. They want to set up J.D. Vance, obviously.
Dude, so disgusting.
Some way.
When does Peter Thiel become president?
Oh my God. He doesn't need to be. He has J.D. Vance. He doesn't have time for that. All right, we have Alessandro in the back. Do we have Anhdres? Waiting for Anhdres.
I could probably do a little bit of translation. It'd be bad translation, but
No, I'm sure you'd be great. But Anhdres, if you are out there, now's the time to jump up. Oh, buddy, I have to BitTensor. Give us a look at BitTensor. Since that's one of my faves.
All right, let me share the
Doug
screen
for
again.
Prez and Monero to become reserve currency. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, bro, skip the Congress, go straight to president.
Hell no.
Give a strong huh when you do.
I got to move in the opposite direction. Just disappear.
All right, so I shared my screen again, and you wanted to see Tau? I can't promise you about when this coin is going to pump. And what did we say it was?
Oh yeah, were you not able to find the?
Messie has the longest Tau chart.
Okay. Yeah, it took a big crash because there was that issue.
This coin is a great fundamental play. It's going to be boring to talk about it for like week after week, but maybe we should just like keep track of it. I'll try and remember to do that from now on. Yeah, Tau USD is like fundamentally an honest coin. It launched honest, made by Google engineers of all people, and I guess they had that hack thing.
Yeah,
but that's just one subnet. Like that's just one subnet that went down.
It wasn't even a hack. The guy just like rugged the community and left and sold all his sub token and just crashed his subnet by just like leaving, fleecing everybody. And now
our friends over at Nano GPT actually use BitTensor for some of their models.
Yeah, I've been thinking too, like, is there a subnet for just like privacy preserving AI?
I somehow doubt it. Somehow I doubt that. But maybe
that could be a cool one.
If you were trading this thing, you could probably count on a pump. Like this thing has a good chance to hit that level up here, 320.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really good, like, this is a nice little bottoming pattern. This is the 1 hour chart, so it's not, it's not like super long term, obviously, but you could try and like hope for a little pump here.
I like it because I do think a decentralized AI network is inevitable, whether it's BitTensor or another one. This is the one that I think is the leader right now. I'll be honest, I don't really know the competition too well, but based on my research, I've arrived here.
I don't think there's any others. Like,
yeah,
BitTensor was one of those that sometimes I talk about throwing spaghetti at the wall. I'm like, okay, so now it's time to just like fucking throw money at some random bullshit, like anything. And I was just throwing money into AI. There was a few years ago, and BitTensor was like, it was honestly the best one. Like, it was honestly like the most honest coin. And it actually pumped the most. So that was kind of nice to see the best one actually finally like pump the most.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been sideways ever since. Like, I sold my BitTensor and I haven't rebought. I will probably rebuy at some point here.
Yeah, good for you. You probably played that well. BitTensor kind of beat me up, but ultimately I want to hold it. So I'm like, I've like become resigned with the fact that like, all right, I'm just holding it at this point. I'm not trying to play with it.
Yeah. I mean, it
was out of greed of wanting to get more. That's when it's good. It like pulled me in. I was like, trying to get, and then I try to get more. Yeah. So I do think it's interesting project and something that's revolutionary if it really grabs hold. All right. Do we have Anhdres? We have Anhdres. So let's go ahead and run.
The Monerotopia guest segment is sponsored by Cake Wallet. Store, send, receive, and exchange your Monero and Bitcoin safely on iOS and Android too. Cake Wallet is open source, and you always control your own keys.
All right. Alessandro, Anhdres, what's going on, guys?
Good morning, bro.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Yes. Hi, guys.
Buenos dias. How you guys doing? It's been a while.
It's been a while. I'm still in the Monerotopia mood.
Yeah.
As a background. Yes.
Nice. Never left. You never left.
Never left. It's the actual peer-to-peer economy thing that I think it's a good background for Monero.
It is.
Lo usas para todo, básicamente, para todos los programas, el mismo fondo, ¿eh?
Claro. Mm-hmm. It's the same background as for the cake space, the weekly cake space.
Oh, it is? Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Alessandro, man, how you doing? I know you got a lot going on. Recently, Monero Town got flooded out. I'm sure you could tell us about that. And the upcoming event. Tell us what's going on, man. Thanks for jumping on today. Andres, I don't know if you want
to... sí, nada, Alessandro te dice, hola, bienvenido de vuelta. ¿Cómo estuvo las cosas de la última vez que hablaron?
Bien, la verdad que todo muy tranquilo por acá después de volver de Monerotopia. La verdad que muy contento toda la gente con la que me conocí. Bueno, con vos ya me conocía, pero volver a encontrarme con Doc.
Everything was super chill after Monerotopia from then on, and he was very glad of meeting everybody in the flesh, besides me and you that he already knew, but many more people.
Conocer a toda la gente, a toda la comunidad, que es algo que me lo pedían y yo también quería conocerlo, fue muy gratificante también y pasar un momento que creo que todo coincide en que fue la mejor edición de Monerotopia y creo que nos encontramos todos allí.
To basically to meet everybody, to see how everything was being run at Monerotopia, and he was told that was the best Monerotopia so far, so he was glad to be there.
I think it was the best.
It was honestly, a good one. It was a good one. Yes.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say each one's been better than the last. It's been a steady progression. So yeah,
it's a good progression.
Yeah.
Not the other way around. Yes.
Exactly. Alessandro, you definitely played a major role in helping that be the case, man. Just having you there, a representative of Monero Town, the mayor of Monero Town at Monerotopia.
Dice que estuvo muy bueno tenerte ahí finalmente, así como enviado oficial, representante oficial, el alcalde de Monero Town te tiró.
Yeah. And now you're doing your own event, which sounds amazing. It sounds like it's going to be awesome.
Y pregunta, dice que ahora estás haciendo tu propio evento.
Ok, sí, un poco teníamos con Vic la idea de hacer un torneo crypto friendly, pero cuando yo me encontré allá con el bazar, dijimos junto con, ¿cómo se llama este muchacho el que estaba en el diseñador gráfico? Jaime. Entonces se me ocurrió buscar.
I tell you, at first they had the idea with Vic of doing just a cake paddle tournament, but then inspired by the bazaar from Monerotopia, nice. And also in conversations with Jaime, the cakes the graphic designer, they had another idea.
Y bueno, y la cuestión es que fuimos armándolo así, consultamos con todos los chicos, ahí lo voy a compartir, no sé si lo pueden ver.
Pero contá qué fue lo que armaste porque se cortó justo ahí.
Ok, pará.
Oh, here we go.
¿Ahí se ve o no? ¿Se ve algo?
Oh, shoot. Wait, hold on.
La idea justamente es hacer el torneo de pádel junto con un bazar por fuera, en el cual el premio obviamente se va a entregar donde la gente va a
tell him to share his screen. He had it and then we accidentally
compartí la pantalla de vuelta, Ale.
Okay,
tell him to bring up his screen.
Ahí voy.
Basically the idea is to have having the cake the paddle tournament, but also having a bazaar.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna show it on a video.
Sponsored by XMR Bazaar, right? I mean, we're teaming up. Yes.
Monerotopia y XMR Bazaar.
We are an official sponsor. I love the paddle court you guys built, man.
Le encanta la cancha de pádel que armaron.
Oh shit.
It looks like it's not the best.
Yeah, internet.
Ok.
Pará, viejo, ¿tenés tribunas en la cancha de pádel? Pará. Pará, Grand Slam.
Pará. Lo que van a ver es una muestra, pero por un poco una mayor escala, en el cual se esperan una persona aproximada entre 250 y 300 personas en base a un torneo que se hizo en otro complejo, al crecimiento que hubo de espectadores aquí. Entonces, nosotros...
¿Vas a mostrar algo ahora, después?
No. O sea,
lo que mostraste.
Se está esperando un estimativo de entre 250 y 300 personas que visiten el torneo.
Based on the latest tournament that they organized, they are expecting something between 200 and 300 people to attend.
Awesome.
To the disco.
Donde esperamos que un porcentaje grande algunos que ya utilizan cripto acá en Ibarrete, que usan para conseguir descuento en la cancha de pádel, tengan su primera experiencia en cripto, recibiendo, creándose en realidad billeteras en Cake, de Monero, de Bitcoin a través de Lightning, y de Sano y de Freedom Dollar, que queremos probar una experiencia nueva para el usuario, y que Sano y Freedom tengan una experiencia real de uso práctico para las personas, los que ya los conocen. Queremos implementar eso en el bazar, y que la comunidad pueda ver también la facilidad del uso de Sano y Freedom, que es lo que ellos buscan. También privacidad por defecto y simplicidad.
One of the things that they are going to do at the bazaar is basically to not only, because they already have people from Ibarreta and places nearby coming to the paddle court and paying in crypto, because if they pay in crypto for renting the court, they have a discount. So that's why they have some local onboarding of people. So what they're expecting to do also with the bazaar is not only to have the people in the tournament, but also onboarding more people that basically just maybe today just use the crypto to pay for the paddle services, also paying for things at the bazaar, and also onboarding some of those to using Cake and creating their first like non-custodial wallet, because it's another like thing that we are kind of this is my side note. Most people just use custodial fintech wallets. We have like 5 or 6 of them to use crypto. So the whole point is to make them onboard them to Cake as well, and to also foster the usage of Sano and Freedom Dollar.
¿Qué vamos a encontrar? Para hacerle un pequeño resumen, y voy a mostrar un video acá que lo publiqué recién, que lo mostré allá en México en el domo durante mi charla, pero no le di mucha explicación. Van a ver stands no solamente de comidas y bebidas, donde la gente, el airdrop que recibirán en Monero, en Lightning, en Sano, en Freedom, van a poder gastarlo allí. O sea, sí o sí va a haber experiencia real ahí de uso. Y no solamente va a haber eso, sino que todos los comerciantes que ya están establecidos en la Monero Town van a tener su stand para que puedan vender. Por ejemplo, y te voy a compartir pantalla.
He's going to show now a short video with some examples, because they're going to have not only like new vendors and people onboarded to the usage of all of the currencies, like basically Monero, Sano, and Freedom Dollar, but also, and you know that, all the merchants from the town that already accepts Monero are getting their own stand at the bazaar.
Tell him he's got to onboard all the vendors to XMR Bazaar. They should all make an account.
Dijo que tenés que conseguir que todos los vendedores se metan en XMR Bazaar.
Ya están, muchos de esos van a estar.
Almost all of them are already on XMR Bazaar.
Fantastic. And then you can tell them by the time we have the event, I think it's 3 weeks away? 2 weeks away?
¿Cuándo sale el evento? ¿Cuánto falta?
Bueno, el evento era el 1, 2 y 3 de mayo, pero pospusimos para del 22 al 25 de mayo por un problema climático acá en la Monero Town en Ibarreta.
¿Qué pasó?
Ya vamos a entrar en detalles. Justo está acá mi amigo Pablo.
They have some. It was going to be on the 1st to 3rd of May, but they have some climate issues. He's
it's a rough town.
I don't know which ones. It's like suspense. He didn't tell me which ones. But now they're going to do it on the 20 to 23rd or 23rd to 25th of May.
Quiero contar algo
Here
más.
It's a national holiday, the May 25th.
Oh, it's like Memorial. That's Memorial Day in the U.S. Okay.
It's our 4th of July. No, not actually, but almost. It's like the biggest.
Quería contar, uno de los sponsors más importantes también es Trocador, que van a haber muchos swap durante la transmisión en vivo en TikTok, en YouTube. Y otra cosa.
¿Para qué querés decir con que va a haber muchos swaps en la transmisión?
Es que van a haber interacciones en vivo de la gente comprando, vendiendo, comprando cosas, chuchería, como decimos nosotros acá, en los bazar, porque va a haber vendedores. ¿Te acordás de la tienda de la remera Lacoste, de la pirata?
Sí.
Bueno, va a estar ese muchacho que tiene venta de iPhone y accesorios. Va a haber
pero no te entendía lo que decías con lo de trocador, como quisiera ver en el stream.
Por ejemplo, hay gente que va a pagar usando trocador, chicos que ya conocen. Queremos mostrar la facilidad al público de la gente que va a estar mirando la transmisión. De que
lo vas a mostrar en el stream cómo se usa.
Exactamente, o sea, la gente, el público lo vamos a mostrar en vivo cómo usarlo.
Okay, now I'm getting it. So also a big shout out to Trocador, which is also a sponsor, and they're gonna be showing during the stream, and also of course to the people on site, but during the stream how to do swaps to actually pay for stuff live. So they already have some of the vendors. Maybe you remember the guy that sold the T-shirts, like the pirate counterfeit T-shirts, and he's gonna be taking any crypto, and they were gonna show like live on the stream, so everybody understands how to basically hold Monero, for example, and pay anything using Trocador.
Awesome.
No sé si lo están viendo acá en la pantalla, lo que estoy compartiendo.
No, solo te escuchamos y está todo congelado.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
he's sharing a screen supposedly.
Okay.
Para ver.
¿Sí? Ok. Esto es lo que están viendo. Esto, por ejemplo, fue una de las tiendas que va a estar en vivo ahí, que yo compré esta chomba y la llevé a Monerotopia.
This is one of the shops.
Obviamente está con Monero.
I think I was in that shop, right? That was the beauty store?
Yes.
Yeah. Este chico, Andrés, para que le cuenta a Doug, es uno de los que recibió donaciones en Monero en su momento para su tienda.
That's the t-shirt he bought for Monerotopia. He paid for it with Monero. So this is proof of payment. ¿Qué decías, Ale?
Que todos estos chicos fueron los que primero empezaron a aceptar Monero para diferentes cosas. Por ejemplo, este chico que lo ven.
He's the one that runs a supermarket in Buenos Aires, right? No.
Este chico, por ejemplo.
Pregunta si es el que maneja el supermercado en Buenos Aires. No, ese no es.
No, este es otro. Son otros.
No, it's another guy.
Yeah.
Those were the first guys to accept Monero in the town.
Okay.
For payment.
Todo esto hicieron parte en algún momento de alguna obra o algo.
Look at the state. I mean, that thing is beautiful that they built. They really built a beautiful facility. How much did it cost them to build that?
¿Cuánto les costó? Dice que está preciosa la cancha.
Ajá.
¿Cuánto les costó construir la cancha? Pregunta.
La cancha, en términos, un número derecho.
¿Qué crees que te diga?
$27,000.
27,000 USD.
27,000 USD? Wow.
Yeah.
Y la cancha
That's not a lot at all.
Itself. Yeah.
Okay.
La cancha. Por ejemplo, ese chico que salió el anterior explicando detrás de la cancha fue lo que hicieron parte la platea, la base de hormigón, y eso fue pagado con Monero, por ejemplo. La cancha no, pero la platea sí.
Okay. The guy that was talking before. This is the guy from the supermarket.
Yes. Oh, this is the guy? No.
Maxi, yes.
Yeah? That's him.
No, the guys that were talking before were the guys in charge of actually making, building all the side...
the landscaping?
No, for the seats. The sitting area, all in concrete, yes.
They got paid in Monero?
Yes, 100% in Monero.
And all the contractors that built the whole thing got paid in Monero?
Yeah, ¿todos los constructores pagaron en Monero? Menos uno, ¿no? ¿Era?
Solamente ese joven, el padre tenía una empresa constructora, entonces yo le dije si existía la posibilidad de que yo le pagara en Monero, y me dijo, sí, yo lo guardo un poco, lo cambio, a mi papá le parece bien la idea mientras recibamos la plata, y lo hicieron así. Y este chico trabajó en Copa Monero, o sea, fue uno de los que recibía pagos por trabajar en Copa
Y había
Monero.
una sola cosa que no habían pagado en Monero, ¿no? ¿Qué era?
A la policía.
No,
A eso le pagaban en efectivo.
no, la policía no, decía de la construcción. Sorry. No, yeah.
Recibiendo de la
Look at
policía.
all these people.
Sorry.
What is happening?
Yeah, the construction was in its entirety paid with Monero because that young fellow that you saw in the video, his father is actually the owner of the construction business. So he basically onboarded the father to accept Monero, and he took care of the afterwards of the trading of Monero for fiat if the father needed. But yeah, it was paid with Monero, and I was laughing because I don't know why I remember as something about the paddle court was paid with Beacon or something, and he told me no, the only thing that we didn't pay with Monero was the police. The police didn't take Monero. Yes,
They should be the first ones to accept Monero.
Yeah, I know.
They should be early adopters.
Makes no sense. Sí, dijo que tipo la policía debería ser los primeros que aceptaran Monero, deberían ser como los pioneros.
Bueno,
¿la policía te aceptó USDT o quería crocantes?
No, preguntaron, pero los mareé tanto que ya dijeron, bueno, esto
todo crocante. Crocante.
Llegó una foto, le llegó una foto a Zunita donde yo estaba delante de 50 efectivos ahí en la cancha. Mira dónde llegaron.
And
Wow.
he told me that he tried kind of hard to get them to accept any crypto. They got a bit dizzy about the whole thing and says, we don't care, it's just give us money. And he told me that he sent Sunita a photo where it was him in front of like 40 policemen just standing there for the photo.
Bueno, a todo esto, es un poco ya al final ese video que yo lo había presentado ya en el domo de los chicos en su momento.
This was XMR Bazaar, not XMR. This was Copa Monero. That was Copa Monero.
Ok, volviendo.
Amazing! I can't believe Copa Monero actually happened. That wasn't a dream, and now he's continued, and now he's doing.
Cosa de vengadas, el avance.
Dice que casi no puede creer que Copa Monero realmente fue algo que pasó y que funcionó también.
Copa Monero
He kept it alive with Patel.
Hizo crecer más la economía circular de lo que ya estaba. Y como te digo, imagínate, si ese chico no hubiese trabajado conmigo en Copa Monero, su papá no hubiese trabajado por mí, yo pagándole a él el Monero y él haciendo el swap y haciendo los cambios. O sea,
He says events like this were like Copa Monero were super important because it actually made the circular economy grow even more than it was before. Because, for example,
all the players earn that money. They all earn that money too.
But also because the guy from the construction company, the son of the man from the company, he knew Monero because of the Copa Monero, because he was paying Copa Monero. He was one of the players.
Alguien quiere construir acá algo, alguien le va a aceptar el pago en Monero, una construcción, aunque sea de una pieza, una base, algo. ¿Me entiendes?
So if someone just wants to build something in Formosa, they can pay with Monero. Basically.
Amazing.
Bueno, ¿por qué suspendimos?
Tell him though before I forget. So by the time he has the tournament, Zano and Freedom Dollar will be live on Anon Bazaar, which will be cool.
Dice que para cuando vos tengas el torneo andando, Zano y Freedom Dollar van a estar activos en el bazar.
Okay.
En Anon Bazaar.
Yeah.
Perfecto. Así como está Firo.
Just like Firo.
Yeah, just like Firo, exactly.
Sí, como Firo.
Yeah.
Bueno, vamos a ir mostrando avances ya que suspendimos el torneo. ¿Y por qué suspendimos el torneo? Yo no sé si vos te enteraste, Andrés. Duke se enteró ayer, hablando con él. Acá hay un problema, estamos inundados, fuimos afectados por una lluvia impresionante. Y hace mucho que estaba todo anegado y bueno, fue el detonante y la mayor parte del pueblo está en crisis. Por eso decidimos desistir por el problema de las familias que hay afectadas, evacuadas y demás. Y Duke se interesó, me dijo si era constante lo que pasaba, ya que viste que él está también en el tema de las obras y demás. les expliqué y yo sé que muchos están interesados también en la Monero Town y siempre se preguntan. Y es por eso que yo lo traje a mi amigo Pablo, para que él es veterinario y empresario ganadero acá en la zona, en Ibarrete y en la zona en todo Formosa. Y quería que él le explique a Duke y al público, obviamente mediante voz, cuál es la situación de Ibarreta y la gravedad del caso para que entiendan. Y si alguno quiere ayudar a la... Nosotros estuvimos ayudando con nuestro pequeño granito de arena, pero no es suficiente.
Para un cacho. ¿Las inundaciones son frecuentes o esta fue una...
No. Ahí justamente lo va a explicar Pablo. Ahí si te quieres... Okay. Pablo, tracta.
Bueno, para. Hablaste 15 minutos. Acordate, Ale, de frenar de vez en cuando. No tengo tan buena memoria. Okay. This guy just starts, it's almost as bad as me. So, basically, the problem that they had lately in Ibarreta is with flooding. Right? Yeah. There are some like out of usual rainstorms.
How often do they get rainstorms of that size? How many?
Pablo
every 10 years?
Pablo is a veterinary and is also works with cattle over there in Formosa, and he's gonna like explain us in with more details and technical details about what is going on. So everybody that wants to can help. They say that you already did, Doug, and thank you for that. But yeah, for what I just asked, it's not a normal thing. But basically, the situation in Ibarreta now is not good at all, and that was one of the reason why they postponed the tournament was because the flooding is bad, and most they have some people that were like not evicted, they had to leave their homes.
They had to evacuate.
Evacuated. Sorry.
Yeah.
They evacuated and had to leave their homes for a while. The situation is still not resolved. So
antes de comenzar, quería decir algo. Este señor tiene algo listado en XMR Bazar, que por ahí si alguno está interesado, tienen un departamento disponible en Airbnb.
Te cortaste, pero creo que puedo I think I can say what he is. This guy, Pablo, before he starts explaining, Alessandro wants everybody to know that he has like an Airbnb in Ibarreta that you can rent with Monero. No, en Asunción, okay. No, not in Ibarreta, sorry.
Un alquiler en Asunción que está publicado en XMR Bazar.
In Asunción, in Paraguay. Yes. You are muted, Doug.
Is it tell him to list it on XMR Bazaar?
It's listed in XMR Bazaar.
Okay. So, yeah.
Bueno,
awesome.
Con Pablo que te explique, Andrés, y ahí lo traducís a Doc, que más técnicamente te va a explicar la situación.
Buen día, Andrés. Buen día, Doc.
Buenos días.
Bueno, la situación con la cual veníamos hablando acá, que mencionó Alessandro, es que, bueno, acá en los últimos tiempos estuvimos sufriendo precipitaciones pluviales de lluvia muy importantes que no estamos acostumbrados a recibir, ¿sí?
The problem is that lately they've been having many rains that it's on a scale that the town and them are not used to get.
Y se produjeron inundaciones importantes donde muchas personas, muchas familias fueron afectadas en sus hogares.
And they had massive flooding. Many families were affected on their homes.
Aproximadamente 290 milímetros cayeron en los últimos 3 días.
290 millimeters of rain in 3 days, in the last 3 days.
Los primeros 290
millimeters.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Doug. I cannot do the conversion to your fake units. We are dealing with millimeters here, right?
Okay. So it's like
los primeros 250 milímetros cayeron en 10 horas, lo cual colapsó todo el sistema de desagües.
They had 250 millimeters in the first 3? In the first 3 hours.
16 horas. En las primeras 6 horas cayeron 250 milímetros.
In the first 6 hours.
Sí, colapsando todos los sistemas de desagües y produciéndose las inundaciones en los barrios más humildes. Esto es una consecuencia normal y natural del clima. Hace 4 o 5 años que veníamos con una intensa sequía y ahora estamos saliendo de la sequía con estas lluvias fuertes que son normales dentro de los ciclos estacionales. Pero no estamos preparados realmente muchas veces como para recibir este tipo de situaciones climáticas.
Okay, the city itself, the town itself is not prepared at all to receive these kinds of situations or amount of water and in such a short time. And that was especially bad for the people, the poorest people, like living in the worst houses and conditions, because it only made it worse. Basically, everything is flooded. And he said that they've been seeing this more and more with climate change as well, because they spent like 3 años, me dijiste, de sequía.
4 años.
4 years of drought, basically no rain.
By the way, that's
and then when that breaks, it's just like pouring, and it makes everything even worse. So you go from one extreme to the other.
That's 11.5 inches of rain.
11.5 inches of rain. That's what I say.
Wow.
Bien. Y hoy en día se está trabajando, hay grupos en distintos lugares que ayudan a las personas organizando ollas populares para que puedan comer, porque hay gente que está con la casa bajo agua, no tiene dónde cocinar, se le funden sus artefactos electrónicos, se le destruye su ropa, sus colchones, sus placares, sus vestidores.
So one of the things that they are doing is to ensure at least food safety for some people that got the house ruined by the flooding, but they also obviously lost, for example, the fridge. Also, they have no access to to gas for cooking or something like that. So they are organizing. Here we call them ollas populares, because it's like a public. It's not dishes. The big things when you put the soup in there.
Like a ladle?
I don't know.
Do you mean like a soup kitchen, like a little place where people can go to eat?
Comedores,
exactly. Yes. It's like a public soup kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah. So people can have some at least basic nutrition.
Entonces, en base a todo esto, Duke conoció a una amiga mía que ella fue la que nos acercó en su momento a regalar la comida que compramos en un supermercado acá, que Duke pagó el Monero. Y ella es una de las chicas que está encargada en uno de los barrios más anegados, que está afectado muy fuerte por este temporal.
They're working with a girl that you knew back there, Doug. That you once, he told me that you once bought food and you give it away with a girl as intermediary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y ella y su novio.
She's in charge again with her boyfriend of running las ollas. Eso es lo que maneja las ollas.
Sí, ellos son encargados. Y su novio, uno de los jugadores de Libertad que salió campeones.
Yeah.
Y ellos.
Those are the ones in charge of the kitchen, the public kitchens.
Okay.
For everybody, and her boyfriend actually play in the Libertad Club.
Ahí lo dejé para que vean la pantalla que ellos están trabajando. Justo esta imagen es de hoy.
He's gonna show us them working today. This image is from today.
Ellos están, así que a mí se me ocurrió una idea de ayudarlos con algo. Si la comunidad quiere colaborar, voy a dejar una dirección. Para que eso es Duke se recorrió todo eso para que tengan una idea.
That's downtown, Doug. He said that you should remember that.
Eso es el centro y es la parte más alta del.
Es la parte más alta del pueblo.
And that's like the center of the town, and that's the highest part of the town.
So was there a river that breached?
¿Había un río que desbordó?
No, un lago.
Un lago. No, una lake. A lake overflow.
Toda el agua fue al lago. Y el lago colapsó también.
Esa es la chica que Douglas conoció.
Pero el lago lo alimenta un río.
No.
Ah, no, solamente es
lluvia nada más, solo lluvia.
What happened?
Only just with the rain, there has no rivers around. It's just with the rain. The rain made the lake overflow, and
Oh my
the
God.
whole city got.
So how often? So he said there was like a drought for like almost 4 years, but is that a reoccurring cycle where it's like long drought and then a big
the
rain?
cycle? For what I got, the cycle is regular, kind of having like basically no rain and then some rain. But what he told me is that this is worse. I mean, the droughts were like longer.
Excessive amount, right.
Yes, and also the rains were like massive and all of a sudden.
Right. Crazy.
Más, ayer justo le mandé a Doc un video, salió en Crónica, ¿viste? Cuando uno es de pueblo, ¿viste? Sale en Crónica. Salimos en Crónica, todo el mundo, Formosa.
No, si saliste en Crónica, ya está. No, he told me that he sent you a video, but yesterday they appeared in local, well, in Argentina, the national TV station, a news TV station, which is called Crónica.
Crazy.
Bueno, y en base a eso,
they are very attracted to disasters usually. That's why I laugh, because it's like once you see Crónica appearing, is that something actually happened.
Voy a ver si ahora más tarde o creo un cuno, dejo una dirección única para que y lo voy a postear para la gente que quiera donar. Nosotros tenemos a disposición el vehículo, el acoplado de Pablo acá para salir a recorrer las calles, entregar donaciones, si la gente quiere comprar lo que se necesita, que es agua, alimentos, productos de limpieza, que hay gente que tiene hasta la mitad de las casas anegadas, y mucha de esa gente también fue parte de Copa Monero incluso, fueron jugadores o gente que estuvo trabajando por fuera del evento.
He's gonna create later, después, ¿no? Ahora no tenés la dirección de donación.
No, todavía no.
He's gonna create like a donation address for everybody that is watching right now, can help them. And with Pablo, who has like a special vehicle that can access some of the flooded areas, they're gonna be doing rounds with mostly drinking water, which is not easy to access in those situations, and also with foods, basic foods, and stuff, because many of the families, and of course you know that, Doug, because it's a small town, but many of the families were either players in Copa Monero or they're involved in organizations. So of course everybody knows everybody, and they're trying to help them.
Voy a dejar un QR.
Let's help Monero Town for sure, man. Anything
She's gonna leave a
the
QR
broader
code.
Monero community can do. We know it's legit. I've been to Monero Town. It is a beautiful place, and it just has wild weather there. I don't even know where else to compare to on Earth, to be honest. It's very extreme.
Yeah, you have like 50 degrees.
Yeah, very extreme climate in all directions.
Por si alguno quiere donar, voy a estar publicando esa dirección, ahí la capturé. Voy a estar publicándola en Twitter. Si alguno quiere donar.
He's gonna publish the QR code and the address on Twitter if someone wants to take a look afterwards. Pero mostrarla acá también, así que en el video. Vale.
Ok, ahí la publiqué, el QR y la dirección. La voy a copiar también en el chat.
She's gonna show it here. ¿Esa es?
Esa es.
Okay. For everybody watching, if they want to donate something.
Cualquier cosa que donen va a servir para comprar eso. Queríamos comprar lo más importante que se viene ahora después de todo, que es algunos fármacos para diarrea, para los dolores de cabeza que van a tener todos esos jóvenes, pero creo que es un problema grande que vamos a ir por lo básico. Que es
first, they were before this, not before the flooding, but at first they were planning to set up a donation address because they were going to buy medication for diarrhea and stuff like that, because after flooding many people have health complications afterwards. But since it looks like many families are involved, and water and food safety comes first, so they're gonna use the donations first to tackle the food and the water, and then afterwards they're gonna deal with anything health related that they can. Ale, ¿cómo es la situación con la ayuda o no que tengas estatal? O sea, como para explicarles un poco, porque a lo mejor no se entiende todo el contexto de qué cosas el gobierno, sin prenderte fuego.
Ok.
Pero, o sea, si tienes asistencia de la policía, de defensa civil, si el gobierno lleva comida o no.
Hay asistencia municipal, o sea que acá la es municipio, gobernación y nación, ¿verdad? Esos tres, los tres niveles.
Sorry, Doug, I ask what's the help that they, how does this help that they get from either local or provincial governments or institutions is so to give everybody like an idea how things are run down there, because, or for me it's up there, but for you it's down there. Because not everybody has to know how like things in Buenos Aires, in Argentinian provinces are run, right?
Al haber conflictos políticos en menor nivel hasta el nivel más alto, que son diferentes partidos, obvio, diferentes cosas, esto no es menos a lo que son siempre las peleas acá en Argentina, y por ahí se cierran mucho en ayudar solamente con lo que tenemos aquí, y estamos en eso. Por ejemplo, ayuda nacional no tenemos.
Que yo sepa, no.
No tenemos, solamente estamos con el municipio y después toda la gente que ayuda a la iglesia y toda la gente que está donando. La gente que está donando y barreteño.
El municipio sí está alineado con provincia.
Alineado con provincia,
claro.
Sí.
So they have some help.
Normalmente hay una ley de emergencia nacional que se tiene que dar en caso, pero por conflicto político no pasa. Entonces, ahí es que estamos en esa situación. Por ahí el municipio no cree que es para tanto y bueno, y no se llega a eso, pero la gente igual, el municipio.
¿Y qué tipo de ayuda te está dando el municipio hoy en día, para decirles?
El municipio...
No, trabajan por su cuenta.
Con sus máquinas, comprando alimentos,
de maneras individuales. Cada uno son autónomos. Por ahí el municipio hace 1 o 2 lugares o 3 lugares de ayuda y de ollas populares. Después otras corrientes políticas también. Y después está, que también ayudan muchísimo, en los cuales estuvimos colaborando, es la parte de instituciones religiosas.
Claro, la iglesia siempre.
Las iglesias, sí, cada uno con su religión y con su culto en sí, pero siempre están ayudando y canalizando también por esos lados.
The problem that they're having is that they have some, o sea, the municipality, the government at the municipality level is doing some works, trying to make things a bit better as soon as possible, which is aligned with the provincial, what you would say, your state level, right, with the province. But since the whole province is run by the same guy since like 30 years ago, I don't know how long, and is of the opposite political spectrum of the current president, it wasn't activated. There is like a law that supposedly at the national level you should be able to help when you have natural disasters, but so far it hasn't been put into place in Formosa because politics. So they're having some help from the municipal government, and which is not coordinated with anybody else. And also one of the biggest contributors to help is, of course, the church, which it's a very common thing. They receive donations, and they run also places for people to have food and shelter.
En sí todo se está trabajando mancomunadamente, toda la gente con
It's the Catholic Church here.
No es suficiente. por eso toda la ayuda que se pueda recibir es bienvenida.
Of course, all of this that we are talking about is not enough, and you can see the pictures that people are really struggling.
I just sent 0.1 Monero.
Ahí mandaron 0.1 Monero, viejo. Están avisando. Ya empezó a entrar la papota.
Algo, agua, por lo menos agua para comprar.
Thank you. Thank you. They will buy water first.
Y bueno, es por eso la situación de la suspensión del Cake Latam Cup. Obviamente queda. La idea es hacerle el mejor torneo posible con la mayor muestra de adopción cripto, obviamente en Monero, y dando a conocer más Cake, obviamente, que para nosotros la mejor wallet, ¿no? Y que hay que abarcar todo ya. Y nada, tratar de hacer un buen evento, que salga todo bien, así como lo fue Monerotopia. Y nada, esperando que llegue el momento y más nada, no sé si...
So basically that's why they changed the date, because on one side it wouldn't be cool, but also the town is super stressing and they want to make the best event possible with people also actually enjoying it and onboarding everybody and making them use Cake, which is the best wallet, and so it made no sense to rush it and have it on the first, just in what? In 1 week.
Was the paddle facility affected at all by the flood?
¿La cancha de pádel está afectada por la inundación?
No, pero sí los alrededores de la cancha. No, estamos a las afueras de la ciudad y acá si viene zona alta.
Not the paddle place itself, it's not been flooded, but everything around the paddle court is flooded, yes.
Y por el tema de la gente, más que nada para que pueda asistir y obviamente poner en condiciones el alrededor de la cancha es lo que más nos está y nos hizo dudar.
Y aparte si tenés un metro de agua en tu casa, como que ir a un torneo de pádel no es tu primer prioridad, digamos, ¿no?
Claro. Además, como te dijimos, en el centro mismo de Ibarra
estás al borde de la insensibilidad social, por así decirlo. Claro. Okay. No. Yes. He said that makes no sense to make it at this time if people are struggling so much with basically the daily necessities, and also because they want to. The court itself is okay, but everything around it is flooded. So they want to make sure that the place around the match is also in proper conditions, so they can set up the bazaar there. And also because since the water is everywhere, many people will have issues getting actually to the tournament because it's flooded.
La idea era no bank, no problem. Ahora necesitamos no rain.
No rain.
It's a wild place, Monero Town, right? The Bitcoiners have Bitcoin Beach in El Salvador. Nice tropical location.
Somos mejor que la vida.
We were born for struggle. It's like
Monero Town. If you can survive.
Dice que los Bitcoiners tienen la Bitcoin Beach, está todo bien y que está el solcito, todo tranquilo, no pasa nada, y que Monero Town es Monero con problemas, es como que siempre hay que lucharla.
Como Monero, como lo vemos.
Monero nació para eso.
Proof of work.
Yeah, but we're complaining about the flooding, but let's see if the Bitcoin Beach doesn't get like suddenly a tornado or something, like a hurricane.
A tsunami.
A tsunami. I was like, fuck, resilient. Monero Town is resilient.
It is.
Pero vamos a seguir trabajando.
It's anti-fragile.
It was built for this, Doug.
It is.
It was built for this.
It's far enough off in its own location where it could really start to establish itself and have its like own culture.
I think we are 3 or 4 years away from the town being renamed to.
All right.
Yes. No, digo que al ritmo que van estamos a 3-4 años de que le pongan Monero al pueblo directamente. O sea,
no solamente
que lo rebauticen como Monero Town directamente, ya está.
El progreso se va a ir viendo igual. Poco a poco.
Ponemos una estatua de Doug en la plaza, así. al lado de San Martín o algo así. De Vic.
Tenemos un mini Cristo Redentor acá.
When is Javier Milei?
We are doing arrangement for a small big statue in the middle of the town.
When is Milei gonna mention Monero Town? We need him to come to the ceremony where
you want me to ask?
Where the name when the name is changed to Monero Town, we need like Milei there at the ceremony.
I don't even need to ask. I don't see that happening anytime soon because one of the problems that they have is, I told you, the province is run by a Peronist governor.
Yeah.
So Milei is gonna pretend like the province doesn't exist, basically.
But if Milei can flip it's who currently runs it? What's like the political party that currently runs his area?
Perdón, ¿es oficialmente peronista, acoso, o tiene su propio partido?
¿Quién?
El gobernador, ¿cómo se llama?
No, es Gildo. No, es peronista.
Es peronista, pero es oficialmente parte de no tiene su propio partido.
El peronismo tiene sus diferentes ramas, dice, pero en teoría...
Bueno, ya sé, anda a explicar eso de 50 minutos de charla. No, es peronista, sí. No, yes, it's from the Peronist party.
And explain their take. Yeah.
It's impossible to explain, Doug. You've been here. It's like. Bueno, I'm not gonna do the best
que no le sorprenda que hay una foto con Milei de él dentro de poco.
The Peronist is like a right wing party dressed as a left wing party. Okay. It's the shortest version that I can give of Peronism. Just look for Peronism in Wikipedia and you will have a better idea. But it's a massive party and they have many factions, so that's why it's super difficult to pinpoint, and it's been forever in Argentinian politics. So you have different flavors of Peronism in every province, but it's actually from Milei's government is the very much the opposite. It's opposition. It's the strongest opposition that Milei has. So he will basically turn a blind eye to anything that happens in Formosa, either good or bad. I mean, bad to not help and good to not recognize it. Basically. And the governor of... ¿Cuántos años viene? ¿Hace cuánto que está, Infran?
Y yo nací en el 97 y él ya estaba. 30 años.
The guy has been governor for 30 years.
El sueño del gordo Kim.
Alessandro doesn't know any other governor since he was born. ¿Cada cuánto tenemos elecciones? ¿Cada 6? ¿Cada 4? ¿Cada cuánto son?
Cada 4.
Every 4 years they have an election. He's been winning for 30 years. He's like...
Creo que así como lo fue Doug, creo que nos toca a nosotros ser los próximos acá. Vamos a ver si monerizamos todo Formosa ya. Una buena vez. Se vienen todos a vivir acá y se termina. Chao.
Quiere mudar la capital, básicamente.
Todo Cypher Formosa tiene que ser.
Yes, they're trying basically to de facto move the capital city of the province to Monero Town, so they basically make a Monero province once and for all.
Wow.
And that will end the reign of the 30-year-old like.
To make all of Formosa a Monero.
They want to Monero peel the rest of Formosa, yes.
No sería descabellado tampoco, ¿eh?
No, tampoco sé. Yeah. It wouldn't be that crazy, he says. At the rate that they're going.
I think you can get Malay's attention. I think you can get him.
Él dice que probablemente puedas conseguir que te dé pelota Milei si vas por el lado anarco libertario ciudad.
Does Milei go to like the Bitcoin conference?
Yo no sé, yo no sé. Yo y aparte yo no sé viviendo ahí si te conviene tampoco.
Es más fácil ir por el otro lado, te cuento,
sí.
Bueno, volviendo al punto.
Sorry, I got lost. Yes.
Para cerrar.
It's a bit tricky because they live there. Yeah.
Estoy
tips, what city is Paddle Court? It's in Ibarrete. It's in Monero Town.
¿Está a las afueras, no? ¿De Ibarreta? ¿O está en otro pueblo?
A los 300 metros de la entrada de Barreta, siendo la zona urbana.
It's 300 meters away from the entrance of the town.
La cancha de Libertad, donde está el logo de Monero, sí está en pleno centro. En el centro.
The football court is right there in the middle of the town.
Bien.
But the paddle thing is next to the entrance.
Que está bastante en pie y estamos trabajando, viendo alguna forma si existe la posibilidad de un Monerotopia 2026 en Asunción. Estoy analizando el terreno. Estoy analizando el terreno.
They are working on the possibilities of doing. ¿Pero cuándo? ¿Año que viene?
Sí.
Okay, they are working on the possibilities. I don't know if you know this, Doug, of making a Monerotopia in Asunción next year.
Of making it where?
Habiendo los moneristas que hay en Asunción.
Oh, yeah. I know people were saying we should consider doing it there.
Mucha gente de la que estaba en Huerto Roma Verde viajó desde Asunción.
What did he say?
He said like many people that were there in Huerto Roma Verde actually flowed from Asunción.
We're coming from, a lot of people were from.
Y estuve viendo y hay lugares que coinciden mucho lo que fue Huerto Roma Verde, así con un bazar. Pero
he's been doing like some sightseeing and scouting, and many places are similar to in the vibes and style to Huerto Roma Verde. But yeah. Okay. And I'm sure they have like a very strong crypto.
Yeah, they do.
Ecosystem.
I don't know Paraguay. How big. Yeah, I really don't. I'm obviously curious. I want to check it out. I would certainly consider it. Certainly consider.
I don't know about Monero, but crypto for sure. USDT in Paraguay.
Ciudad del Este y Asunción ahí, como está Binance.
Yeah.
Se usa más que el guaraní.
They say like with Binance presence in Ciudad del Este and Asunción being so strong, USDT is used more than the local currency, basically, almost. Everybody uses custodial, of course, but yeah. For those that don't know, like Ciudad del Este is almost like today I'm very bad with words. At the limit, it's in the limits between Paraguay and also Brazil and Argentina. So it's and if it was even possible, the Paraguayan government turns even more big of a blind eye to counterfeiting and everything goes like that. So Ciudad del Este is huge in commerce, and people from Argentina and Brazil both go to Ciudad del Este to buy things, electronics, lots and lots of shops of everything, basically.
Where
electronics. Ciudad del Este.
Wait, but where?
In Paraguay.
Where is that?
Sí, zona franca.
Yeah.
Ciudad del Este es zona franca, por eso.
Yeah.
It's basically free. It's a free port. So people from all around it go there to buy, and it's
so we could have Monerotopia there.
It's huge. The commerce there is huge.
We could throw Monerotopia there. That's where we should have the Monerotopia conference.
Yeah, the biggest thing is to just find a marketplace there that would accept Monero for the weekend or whatever while Monerotopia is there.
Dice que el problema más grande va a ser conseguir un mercado grande que acepte Monero aunque sea por un fin de semana, dicen.
Y bueno, pero no, yo creo que eso, por eso te digo, por ese lado yo lo estoy analizando y es potable. Es más, si yo me pongo fino, Ciudad del Este, que es la tercera zona franca más grande del mundo, como dice Pablo, y está lleno de jóvenes comerciantes que venden electrónica, te digo que...
He says it's the third largest free port in the world.
Zona franca, viven usando USDT, ¿por qué no podrían aceptar Monero de la noche a la mañana si uno va y convence?
Imagine we did Monerotopia there, that would be insane.
Yeah, they basically say that they live in USDT. It's a free port, everybody just uses USDT to pay for stuff, even between themselves and the shops.
So we could probably get
he says it's not a big stretch to convince them to accept Monero.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a big stretch.
No, si tuvieras Monero en Binance, te digo que no cuenta nada. No cuenta nada. We only need to have Monero in Binance again. If they have Monero in Binance again, basically they don't care.
So it's like a big city. What is it? What is this market like? This
Yes,
place
it's
like?
a big city.
What is it like? What is it
Que
compared to?
busque videos, o sea, hay gente yendo a hacer la visita turística de compras ahí y se va a ver.
He says that you should look for videos for
Yeah,
Ciudad del Este
probably.
because you will see many vlogs of people just going there, of course, to shop. No? Okay, it's just shopping, travel. It is kind of, I don't know how much of the well, we can search how much the population of the actual city is, but it's a city, it's not a town. It's like a big city, and the transit is huge. The people's transit is huge, and commerce is huge.
Bueno,
if you can imagine something, you see shops and shops and shops and stores and stores and stores everywhere.
Vamos a seguir hablando de esto después. Quería cerrar ya porque ya estamos cortos de tiempo, tanto Pablo y yo.
Wrapping up.
Sí, quería decir que ya estamos recibiendo donaciones, creo que ya hay más de $60 ya, 3 donaciones.
He wants to say that they are receiving already donations, more than $60 and counting. So thank you very much to everybody donating.
Vamos a ir subiendo en Twitter todo lo que se compre y entregándole a los chicos ahí para que entreguen a las familias. Lo estaré publicando desde mi cuenta, no desde el PayPal, obviamente. Y nada, respecto al torneo eso, vamos a ir ya una vez que pase todo esto, que empiece a salir el sol, porque el sol no salió todavía en semana.
It's been weeks and the sun is still not actually shining there. It's still like cloudy, but they are waiting for it to appear, so everything starts to dry up, ¿no? Así seca algo, ¿no? Porque si no...
Obvio, ¿no? Sí, baja un poco el agua, pero todavía la humedad y todo lo que es, ya sabes. Y nada, de vuelta a repetirle esto, gracias a Doug de vuelta por subirme al programa. Siempre quiero estar, siempre quiere que esté y yo hay veces que no puedo, pero un gusto estar nuevamente y seguramente estaré una semana antes del Latin Cup de vuelta, anunciando todo lo que va a haber y cómo estamos preparando todo el predio seguramente. La idea era mostrar hoy el avance del predio, pero como no hicimos nada por la lluvia y todo lo demás.
So thank you, Doug. He says like lots of thanks to you, and he plans to be here. He knows that you want him to be here often. He tried his best, and he wishes he could show many of the advances that I had in plan to show today about everything, the place and the paddle court and everything around, but they could not work on it basically because it was full of water, and they are dealing with this emergency first. But he plans to appear again before the tournament starts. You are muted again, Doug. Before the tournament starts, so they're gonna give updates on how the situation is going.
Perfect. Yeah, and during the tournament, maybe we could stream it.
Dice que durante el torneo, si querés, capaz que lo pueden streamear.
Like the finals, at least we could stream the finals.
Sí, o el partido, o la final, o algo así.
Yeah.
And they just froze. They froze. So I don't
Hola.
even know if they... Hola, ¿me escuchas?
Sí, escucho.
Te preguntó si al final, que a lo mejor lo que pueden hacer es pasar a uno de los partidos, su última, por lo menos la final del torneo.
No, en Monero Talk, sí, por supuesto.
Los partidos, la final del partido del torneo.
No, eso sí se va a mostrar vía TikTok, que tenemos más de 50,000 seguidores allí, transmitiremos por TikTok.
They're gonna broadcast all the matches on their own TikTok. They have a TikTok with over 50,000.
Dentro de eso vamos a mostrar en diferentes ángulos, vamos a hacer entrevistas.
Van a venir. Be doing interviews. They're gonna show the market around.
De Criptonea, de Salta, los chicos de Salta Cripto, del Chaco también, que van a venir a vivir la experiencia, que ya tienen conocimiento obviamente y trabajan en esas provincias.
They have crypto people and some influencers from nearby provinces that are gonna attend as well, so they're gonna also be making content about the market and the tournament.
Quiero mostrar algo más para que vean antes de irme.
He wants to show the last thing before leaving.
When are the finals
el departamento del señor aquí, en Paraguay, que acepta Monero como medio de pago.
He wants to show the apartment, the Pablo's apartment in Paraguay that accepts Monero. If you want to go into an Airbnb in Paraguay,
Asunción.
rent it for Monero.
Alistado.
It's on XMR Bazaar.
Beautiful.
Listed if you want.
I should go. I should go stay, check it out, scope it out for Monerotopia.
Yeah, you will have to scope the city.
Hay más, ya hay dos y pueden sumarse más. Si
¿A cuánto está Asunción de Ciudad del Este?
¿De Ciudad del Este?
300.
Sí.
300 kilómetros, pero hay aeropuerto en Ciudad del Este. O sea, hay vuelos.
¿Y vos dónde decías hacer Monerotopia? ¿En Ciudad del Este o en Asunción?
Y Asunción es más fácil para mí mover la ficha, pero Ciudad del Este es atractivo por todo.
Porque me parece que...
La Monero City es Ciudad del Este.
Asunción es, bueno, es una ciudad más grande, tipo, o sea, tendría sentido al respecto de la cantidad de personas, ponele, como capital. Pero Ciudad del Este es como...
Ciudad del Este tiene la aura de verdad.
Es como el Bombay de... Sí. O sea, vivir en cripto 24/7. Okay.
Claro.
No, I asked him which one would he said it was the best city for a Monerotopia. It was Ciudad del Este or Asunción.
Yeah.
He said like, okay, maybe for scale, Asunción is where he can move more things around because it's a bigger city, easier to get places to do it and stuff like that. It makes sense. It's kind of like the capital city. But Ciudad del Este is naturally kind of like a Monero town because of all the commerce and people.
How far is it from the capital?
300 kilometers.
Oh, okay.
Y de Ibarreta en Asunción, ¿cuánto estamos? 400.
Like, so how would people, if we were to do
okay, para. Show.
What?
Give me a moment.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be easier. It's gonna be easy if I show it.
¿Qué está buscando? 320 kilómetros de Ibarreta a Asunción.
Para. Because we are talking so much and people don't understand where are we talking about. I wanna show my screen.
Okay. You bring it up.
Share screen.
Oh, here you go.
A ver.
¿Dónde está Ibarreta?
Ahí ya vas a agarrar la 81. Esa línea, un poquito. ¿Y no dice Pirané? Bueno, hace para la izquierda. Andate para la izquierda, seguí la línea, pero para la izquierda. Por ahí está Ibarreta. Ya te fuiste demasiado ya. Ahí está las lomitas, entre la lomita y Pirané. Ahí creo que está Ibarreta.
Ibarreta.
Ibarreta, ahí está.
Here we found it. This is Monero Town.
Sobre Ruta Nacional 81, salí para la parte principal. Ruta 81. A la derecha. Un poquito, correr a la derecha. No, o sea, por la ruta. Saliendo de Ibarreta. Te fuiste mucho.
Por 81, sí.
Bueno, te fuiste demasiado allá. Hasta la última línea de las calles de Ibarreta. Por ahí estamos en estos momentos ubicados. Antes de eso. Te fuiste, saliste del pueblo ya.
Okay. Here is around this area is the paddle stadium. Let's call it stadium. The paddle stadium is here. This is the center of the city, the town. This is Ibarreta town. And just for you to get a scale of it, this is the last province of the northern Argentina. This is the boundaries between Argentina and Paraguay. And here's where Asunción is. This is the Asunción is capital, ¿no? De Paraguay, sí.
Obvio, claro.
This is the capital city of Paraguay itself. It's the capital city of the country, right?
So it's very close to the border.
Very close. So this is the closest to Ibarreta, and this is the shape of Argentina, just with a like it has like an arm extended out. It's like our Miami, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where Ciudad del Este is. So that is further away from Ibarreta. But as you can see, huge river here, rivers everywhere.
Right.
Ciudad del Este is in a magical spot between Argentina and Brazil.
Triple frontera.
Triple frontier. So see the size of this thing with rivers in between. And it's massive.
So wait, how far is it? We zoom out.
Ahí pasa todo lo monero probable que hay en el mundo.
Yes, this is where all the Monero in the world goes by in one moment or another. So Ibarreta was kind of like here,
Yeah. Ibarreta is there.
there, Asunción, and Ciudad del Este.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
The good thing about
So what's the best way to get people there? To get people.
Ciudad del Este has its own airport, of course. It's a big city. But also the good thing that you have is that from Ciudad del Este you are near Puerto Iguazú, which is an Argentinian airport. So either you come from Brazil or from Argentina or from Paraguay itself, you can get to Ciudad del Este 3 ways.
That would be amazing, man. It's like it's one of.
I know Asunción is closer to Ibarreta, but I think Ciudad del Este is more. It's a bit more rough. It's a bit more rough probably than Asunción. A bit more hardcore, but I think it's gonna have a very crypto experience. Is the place to go. Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
People are like, stick to Mexico City. I can't believe they're recommending CDE.
Let's see if I can show you something. How it looks downtown. Many shoppings.
It's just like I mean, Mexico City obviously is super busy.
Yeah, of course. Mexico City is bigger.
Right, but this is more.
Hablando de eso, hablando de Paraguay, mira.
It's basically a marketplace. It's a city built around a marketplace.
It's like a flea market that just like took over a city.
Yes.
Comida paraguaya, mira, Chipaguazú.
I love the idea.
Tú cuando la probó quedó enamorado acá, pero no se acuerda nada más.
Like that.
This is like Ciudad del Este.
Okay.
See, many trucks. And you can see it's basically commerce everywhere. It's all commerce.
Todo tecnología. Es Tokio, el Tokio sudamericano.
It's the South American Tokyo. Yes. Because it's basically all tech. Because tech is usually pricey around. I mean, Argentina has high taxes for imports. Brazil has high taxes for imports as well. Chile has a lot of imports. It's easier to import in Chile, but it's also high taxes, not so much as in Argentina. So they basically live from, see?
Honestamente,
this is way cheaper than buying in Argentina. That's why you have so much commerce. See? Tax-free. And of course, you have the magical tax-free everything if you pay with crypto.
Y todas esas tiendas sean señores grandes, dueños jóvenes, todos aceptan USDT.
Everybody uses USDT.
Amazing.
Everybody.
Bueno.
We'll highly consider it. I don't know. I mean, that would be insane. I think we're gonna do Mexico City one more time. But maybe.
Vas a tener que esperar 2, viejo, porque la próxima es en México.
¿Otra vez?
Yeah, next time is in Mexico City. So I told him that worst case they will have to wait for 2.
Yeah, it'll come fast.
Start building.
No.
Yo me despido, nosotros nos despedimos. Muchas gracias, Doug. Muchas gracias, Andrés, por la traducción. Gracias a las marcas que están presentes ya en la Cake Latin Cup, como lo es Cake, obviamente.
Thank you to the sponsors. Thanks to you. Thanks to Sano. Thanks to Cake.
Thank you, Freedom Dollar. Y thank you, Trocador. Los que más apoyaron siempre a todo esto. A la Monero Town en sí.
Trocador están cerca de Paraguay para hacer un...
Exactamente. Están en Paraguay también.
Sí, ya sé. No, I told him that Trocador is already close to Paraguay.
Yeah, they're
from
out
Brazil.
of Brazil mostly. Yeah.
Brazil and
I'm sure they would love. Yeah, they would love if we did it down there. I mean, yeah, it's a contender. It's a contender for sure. It would make so much sense. The only thing is, it's just hard for people to get to. It's not super accessible. I know they have an airport, but you're gonna have to transfer, right? Nobody's flying direct in there.
Okay. También Pablo se quiere despedir acá.
Pablo wants to say goodbye as well.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate all the information.
Alessandro siempre me cuenta sobre las obras de beneficencia y de ayuda que siempre dan de una manera muy generosa. Así que muchas gracias por estar siempre presente y ayudando.
Alessandro, first of all, thanks very much to everybody helping out. And he says that Alessandro always tells him about how generous the Monero community and how much everybody likes to help when help is needed. So he wants to sincerely thanks everybody who's gonna help with the situation.
Y lo felicito porque tiene una excelente persona como es él dentro de su sistema.
Bien. And he says he wants to congratulate you, Doug, for having Alessandro, who is an excellent person inside of your organization.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know how much you want to be accountable for Alessandro.
It's not my organization.
Yes.
I am not.
No se hace cargo de Alessandro, Tipo, acá Doug dijo, tipo, no sé si está en mi organización, no sé. Pero bueno, buena.
Es difícil recomendar y bueno,
Yes.
y hablar bien,
It's,
pero en este caso...
it's hard to talk good and vouch for people, but Alessandro has earned it. So.
Yes, I know. I've seen it. I've seen it myself.
Sí.
I've witnessed it myself.
Me viste haciendo. You saw him doing his magic.
Oh yeah,
The Alessandro
Copa
magic.
Monero, the things
Yes.
he did with Copa Monero, and now I see with the paddle thing. I mean, he gets it off the ground, and he's continuing to grow Monero Town.
Haces que pasen cosas, Ale.
Y recién comienza, tiene mucho potencial.
He has a lot of potential.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
starting.
All right, guys, we'll leave it at that. And Andres, man, thank you so much for taking the time, last minute jumping on.
Yeah.
Honestly,
no
I don't
worries.
know what we would have done without you. That would have been
No worries.
Thank God you jumped on. All right, guys, we'll leave it at that. I think I'm going to do the news. I don't think there's any Tony today. So, yeah, if you want to run the news, I'll do that.
Goodbye.
The Monerotopia Weekly News segment is sponsored by WizardSwap.io, a non-custodial cryptocurrency exchange.
All right. Well, that was great. Shortwave, are you there?
I am here. Sorry about that.
No, sweet. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, no Tony today.
Okay, I could use some backup though. That was fantastic, right? Exciting what's going on in Monero Town. Like, yeah, it was like I said, it wasn't just a fly-by-night, marketing stunt, right? Like Monero Town is real. It's growing. Beautiful to see. It's got its own inertia.
That's so cool. And yeah, you guys were talking about the Bitcoin beach or whatever, and it's like, yeah, Monero Town's actually a real place with real struggles, like proof of work.
Exactly. And people are genuinely adopting it there. It hasn't been foisted upon them by some outsiders, forcing them to use certain wallets and whatnot, right? It just naturally started being used out of a need to gamble on soccer, really, is how it started. First story, we got Benjamin Cowen. The businesses passed off the tariffs to consumers, and now the businesses get the refund. So this is a big story this week. Trump administration to begin refunding $166 billion in tariffs. The U.S. government will start refunding up to $166 billion in tariffs after the Supreme Court ruled the policy unlawful. So that's just crazy. So all these tariffs that have been collected, I don't know if it's all of them, but 166 billion worth have to be refunded, and it's going to essentially the businesses that did the importing. And as we know, all those costs were passed on to the consumers. And so now it's kind of a major windfall for these businesses because they benefited from jacking up the prices to cover the cost of the tariffs. And now they're getting reimbursed for what they had to pay for the tariffs. So I'm sure they are friends of the Trump family. Next story. This is insane. Commerce Secretary, more manipulation here. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick's sons could be making 3 to 5x returns on every dollar they spend buying tariff refund rights. So supposedly, like his sons, Lutnick's sons, working for some firm. I don't know if it's the same firm that he was with. Oh yeah, it was with Cancer Fitzgerald, now run by Lutnick's sons. They were buying tariff refund claims from companies at 20 to 30 cents on the dollar. So they were basically gambling on the fact that, that these tariffs would be refunded at a time when nobody believed that to be the case, right? Like, why should they believe that was going to happen? And it was actually Howard Lutnick's sons that were doing this, and Howard Lutnick was the one out there selling these tariffs as a way for the U.S. government to raise funds. And here he was secretly betting against the fact that these tariffs would do the job, and essentially that they would have to be refunded. And just crazy. I mean, if this is all true, these guys made a boatload of money off of this through some obvious insider information. So, frankly, no surprise in this day and age. It's just the amount of it that we're seeing is just insane. The amount of insider trading that's taking place right now. All the manipulation we're seeing with the Strait of Hormuz, markets being swung in any direction depending on what Trump tweets. We've never seen anything like this. Here we go. We have a clip from Nick Fuentes. Let's see what this is all about.
One night, I think I was playing video games or streaming or something. And before I started up to go to bed, I checked my email, and I saw in my email that my credit card had been declined for some subscription. And I said, well, that's weird. I don't think I'm over my limit on my credit card. As far as I know, it's a good credit card. And so I go to my online banking app and I see that on my checking account, it was $0. And understand, I had something like $500,000 in that checking account just the other day. And so at first I thought this is a glitch, so I refresh the app and nothing changes. I close the app, I reopen it. Nothing happened, and upon further investigation, I saw there was a legal order placed on my account. I went through my transaction history, and I saw a legal order and subtracted my entire bank balance. Froze both my credit cards, and my entire checking account was frozen, which is where nearly all of my cash was. I called customer service at the bank. I said, where's my money? What's going on? They said, well, we'll get to the bottom of this. They called their legal department. They called me back a few minutes later, and they tell me, your account is under review and we could give you no other information. And I was furious. I said, are you kidding me? I had all this money one day and now it's gone. When's it going to be released? Who's doing this? Why is this happening? And they just kept saying the same thing. All we could tell you is your account is under review. And so I called the bank every single day for 2 weeks, multiple times every day for 2 weeks. And finally, after about, I think it must have been 15 or 16 days, she calls me back. And she says, Mr. Fuentes, I have some good news for you. We have an update on your account. In order to get in touch with the people that have placed a legal order on your account, you can call these numbers. And she gives me 3 phone numbers for U.S. attorneys working for the Department of Justice. And so at that point, I know this is an FBI investigation. At that point, I know this is the Department of Justice, which is placed a freeze on all my cash in my bank account. And the reason why this is so crushing is because the Department of Justice and the FBI are immovable because of the war on terror, because of the Patriot Act, because of how the federal government operates. They really can do whatever they want to whoever they want, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so I talked to my lawyer. I asked him, can I get my money back? Is there anything I could do? Do they have to release it? Which are the obvious questions that anyone would ask. And the response is basically, they can take your money, they don't need a reason, and they can keep it as long as they want, and they don't have to give it back. And this is how the federal government works. A lot of people assume that because this is America and not Russia or China, that there must be something that can be done. You must be able to sue. You must be able to file something and pursue some kind of recourse. But sadly, that's not the case. If you find yourself the subject of an FBI investigation, if you find yourself a target of the federal government, there's really nothing more that you can do. It's as inevitable as death or gravity. The federal government is going to do what it's going to do, and you're just along for the ride. All of that concentrated power that's been built up in Washington, D.C. is being rotated and turned inwardly. And the kind of shock and awe that we saw in 2003 or 2001, Patriot Acts, panopticon surveillance state, that's now being wielded by politicians, bureaucrats, connected, wealthy, elite people. And they can now wield that and utilize that against people with American citizenship. People that have done nothing wrong, are not criminals, are not a threat to society, but people that are merely an inconvenience or a problem to powerful people. And so at that point, that's the total end of a free society. That's the end of your rights, that's the end of your property, and it could be the end of your life. And so that was the first major instance of the federal government coming after me after January 6th.
So yeah, that's old story, but somebody had posted it. I had never seen that video. But yeah, you could understand why Nick Fuentes is probably a Monero bro after experiencing that. Next story. What do we got? Oh, so the Bitcoin conference. This is coming up. I think this is like next week, the Bitcoin conference. Or soon. It's coming up soon. And there's going to be like side events going on down there. I think like Cake Team is going to be down there, I think. I will not be there.
Yeah, I want to say it's the 27th to the 29th.
Yeah, in Las Vegas. I think like Xano's doing a side event with Edge Wallet. But yeah, breaking. FBI Director Kash Patel and Acting AG Todd Blanche will speak at the Bitcoin 2026 conference, and the topic, their panel will be called Code is Free Speech, Ending the War on Bitcoin. All right. The war on Bitcoin is over, guys. So I guess this means they will free the Samurai Wallet devs. They'll stop prosecuting the Tornado Cash devs. Pretty ironic to be out here.
Whatever you're smoking, I need some.
Right. I mean, because that's obviously not happening. So pretty bold of them to be out there acting as though they are the pro code is free speech, party. When we've seen in reality what's actually going on. There's been some good things that have taken place. Can't deny that. But they certainly ignored some very obvious things that are sending the wrong message. So interesting to see. We'll see how they're received at the Bitcoin conference. And maybe they make some announcements. Maybe this is going to come with some pardons. I have actually heard rumor of that. I think I have some further news stories on that. So yeah, see how that one plays out. Next story. So PepertualCow. This is the Wagyu instant exchange firm that runs off a Hyperliquid. It's being widely used, but it's been controversial kind of since first hitting the scene, because nobody really knew who the guy was behind it, and there is some trust involved with the bridge, the way things work. It's not perfectly decentralized. And Fluffy Pony started advising for them in an effort to kind of build up their trust. Anyway, it looks like recently, a couple of days ago, Shortwave, I don't know if you've been following this. Did you see this story? That they actually froze the protocol?
I have not heard this, but I am not surprised.
Funds had started being so they saw that funds were being laundered essentially by North Korea, and they were afraid that they were going to use Wagyu. And because it is not really decentralized, essentially it's run by PepertualCow, right? He has the ability to censor essentially at will, or to turn it off. And so he took action thinking, can't really blame him, right? Since he is the face of this thing and he doesn't want to be held accountable. So in light of that, I'm making it the difficult decision to temporarily pause all XMR swaps bridges from Wagyu to preemptively prevent North Korea from utilizing it. So controversial, right? It kind of proves what people were worried about, in that it's not, some decentralized system, but it's really no different than any other instant exchange. So, no reason to treat it like it's some nefarious thing. Just be aware of what it is and what it isn't, as opposed to something like Thorchain, which I think was also being used for moving funds recently, and kind of proving itself in the opposite direction. So not being able to be shut down in any way. So interesting to see. Shortwave, what do you think about all this? What do you think about Wagyu?
I can't say that I'm surprised that they would shut it down to prevent that from occurring, because, as you said, that person is the face of it and can control it, and so they wouldn't want to be tapped on the shoulder by the government and said, "Hey, can you come with us, sir?" So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I were in their shoes and I was running that service, I would certainly probably do the same thing if it got to that. Without expecting people to go to jail.
The best way to handle this is through atomic swaps or a Ritu swap, one of the two.
Mm-hmm. Atomic swaps, Ritu swap. Thorchain is adding Monero soon.
Thorchain doesn't exist yet, though, so.
Doesn't exist yet, and Saridex doesn't exist yet.
So currently the only two ways are atomic swaps, either basic swap DEX or Eigen wallet or Ritu swap.
It's going to be exciting though, because it's going to be a lot is going to change fast once we get Thorchain and Saridex. And this Wagyu thing is interesting. It looks like we'll see what happens. Lola L33tz, we always love her takes. Trying to get her to do a show. She did a presentation at Monerotopia 2 years ago, which was awesome. But she's never agreed to come on a Monero Talk or Monerotopia. The government's last filing in U.S. versus Storm is exactly why anyone outside of cryptocurrency should be paying attention to this case. What SDNY is arguing is effectively a redefinition of the term privacy, away from information that is only known by you toward information that is merely non-public. Yeah, we'll get into the nitty-gritty details. In a recent filing in the criminal trial against Tornado Cash developer Roma Storm, the U.S. government has informed the court that for something to be private, it doesn't have to give you privacy. I don't know. We could look into this. Redefining. At trial, government expert witness Phil Lavola had testified that Storm could have implemented a user registry in Tornado Cash to internally track whose funds belong to whom. This, of course, would destroy the privacy the protocol was built to protect. The defense argued, making reference to the First Amendment, under which the government would have criminalized the writing of an entire type of software.
Yeah, so basically the whole thing behind this is that they're saying that he should have implemented KYC, and because of the fact that he's the only one who would have the KYC, that still makes it private, but the government could have asked him for it at any time. So as long as the government's basically saying that as long as information is not public to everybody, it's still private, and that's not the case.
Right. So yeah, this is all during President Trump term, which we are being told is a regime that staunchly believes in code being speech. So.
The greatest crypto president of the world.
So yeah, he's having his meme coin conference, I think, today. I don't know if I brought that story up, but at Mar-a-Lago for Trump coin, if you're a Trump coin holder over a certain percent, I think you could attend. It's wild. Centralization exposed inside Tron USDT. Here's what is happening. Tether just executed the largest freeze in its history. More than 344 million in USDT blocked on Tron. So showing you they coordinated with OFAC and U.S. law enforcement, executed directly through the USDT smart contract. Funds are now visible, but completely unusable. So yeah, it's not censorship resistant, guys. And I think it had something to do with Iran. I might have that information in a later story.
Good luck freezing Monero.
Yep. I mean, just shows you, right? So people, stable coins are more used than any other crypto right now. They're more used than Bitcoin. They're more used than Monero. But as people come across these flaws, they're going to start using truly censorship-resistant protocols like Monero.
I would point out, though, that it is still a hell of a lot better than the central bank system directly.
Oh, yeah. But pretty wild that they could just censor 344 million click of a button, and they're actually doing it. So this is big. This came out of nowhere. Thomas Massie and Lauren Boebert just declared war on the mass surveillance state. FISA 702 is just the tip of the iceberg. There have been so many erosions of our Fourth Amendment, right to privacy, the Bank Secrecy Act, the Right to Financial Privacy Act, the Patriot Act. All of them created so-called loopholes in the Constitution. The Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act is used to go after Americans. So let's hear what this is why we've created the Surveillance Accountability Act.
There's a big XMR chat if y'all want to read that first.
Okay, yeah, let's bring it up. Let me just finish the story. So they introduced the Surveillance Accountability Act. It closes the loopholes that I've explained. So let's go ahead and listen to Thomas Massie.
Today we're introducing a brand new bill that's long needed. Unfortunately, it's needed because there have been so many erosions of our Fourth Amendment right to privacy. There's a robust discussion right now about the FISA 702 program, but really that's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of infringement on the Fourth Amendment. There's so many other laws and Supreme Court decisions that have impinged on your right to privacy. For instance, the Bank Secrecy Act, the Right to Financial Privacy Act, the Patriot Act, all of these have great sounding names, but all of them created so-called loopholes in the Constitution. Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, not a euphemism, but misnamed because it's got foreign in it. It's used to go after Americans. Secret applications of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. I've been in a skiff last week where I saw 2 secret rulings, interpretations of FISA law, of how the government has created additional loopholes to spy on you that I'm not even allowed to tell you. These are classified as top secret. And finally, the third-party doctrine. This is very troublesome. It's been expanded. It was a ruling. It's based on a ruling of the Supreme Court that allowed, it was a 6-3 ruling. I think it was a bad ruling, but it's been expanded in its interpretation to include things like doctor's appointment records, bank records, phone records, who you texted, all the metadata, flock cameras, for instance, now. And if you think about collecting information on bank records, that means you can get your gun records. And this was done. This is not something I've imagined. This is something that I learned about thanks to whistleblowers on the Judiciary Committee. What the DOJ did is they asked Bank of America, and Bank of America complied, for all of the records of anybody who was here inside of a certain radius of Washington, D.C. on January 6th. They asked them for all of their bank purchase records for gun stores as well. It's completely illegal, but imagine instead of doing a query with one person that you turn AI loose on these databases now. There's virtually nothing the government can't know about you without a warrant if you believe that these infringements are legitimate, and they are not. That is why we've created this bill called the Surveillance Accountability Act. This was conceived by Naomi Brockwell of the Ludlow Institute. We've been working on it for years. It's got the right provisions in it so that it doesn't impede legitimate law enforcement activity. and it's long needed. It closes these loopholes that I've explained to you, and more importantly, it creates a private right of action. You know, you can sue state employees of the government, but it's almost impossible to sue federal government employees if they infringe on your constitutional rights. So we put that's the second half of this bill. It gives you the right to sue the government employee. And this is one of the most frustrating things I've run into since I've been in Congress. No accountability. I'll tell you what, we'll have accountability if when somebody goes to work, it's not just fun and games. If they infringe on your rights, on your constitutional rights, they could be privately and personally sued for that.
One of my favorite things that he's bringing up when he talks about this is we have all the proof we need that the government is like desperate to turn AI loose on like trying to build these databases into coherent, usable information. And yet we know that the hallucination problem has been getting worse, even though they're finding like what causes it. They can't do anything about it. And just imagine how many people from the government just prompting AI improperly, they're going to just fabricate criminal behavior. And then people's lives just are going to get ruined because where you show me all the records of their gun store purchases or whatever. And then the model just provides them with fake purchase data or fake whatever. Because it's all of these models are designed to be pleasers. So if the model deduces that they're looking for criminal behavior, it will just invent criminal behavior, create all of these investigations on innocent people and just ruin their lives. You know, like Nick Fuentes was just saying, like, imagine, you know, somebody who's running a legitimate business that has no criminal activity whatsoever involved in any of these, but they get all of their bank accounts frozen because they're under investigation. It kills their business because they have no cash flow. And then the government's like, oh, you know what? He wasn't guilty of anything. They've already lost their business. They're already behind on their mortgage payments. They no longer have an income, all because they were being investigated for something that was invented entirely by a large language model.
Mm-hmm. Well, this act that they're trying to pass is amazing. Obviously, it's not going to pass, but beautiful to see them trying to push this forward. And awesome that Naomi Brockwell is like the one behind the scenes that has been pushing this. I had her on a Monero talk years ago when I was at a Narco Poco in 2020, right before COVID hit. It was in like February 2020. And I interviewed her there. I think I was a little pushy with Monero at the time. She's more of a Zcasher, which is fine. Maybe, you know, I think maybe she gets some funding from them as well, which helps allow things like this to happen. But super cool to see that they actually got this written off the ground and Thomas Massie supporting it. Like I said, I doubt it will ever pass. But the Surveillance Accountability Act, pointing out, you know, the Bank Secrecy Act, right? If we could, I mean, that clearly violates the Fourth Amendment. So I doubt any of these things will happen. It just shows that there is a need for tools like Monero because we can't really rely on the government to provide us what are our constitutional rights. It's just not going to happen.
So we can read this Jade Kimiko
sure.
tipped 0.0001 XMR. How is it going with the DNS block listings and the amount of spy nodes in the Monero network? Since not even Quai can be resilient to a 51% attack due to physics, what other filters are applicable beyond just blocking a node IP? First off, it's not a 51% attack. The concern with there being spy nodes is that they can de-anonymize transactions. It wouldn't be able to do anything about the transaction going through. It's just trying to build a list is the idea. The best thing that we can do is get yourself a Nodo and fire up a public node. Every one of us running a public node makes it more expensive and more difficult for these spy nodes, especially since a lot of them are added to basically blacklists in our community. So they have to run 5, 7, 10 SPY nodes just to counteract your one functioning node.
Yeah, that is a solution. Just run our own nodes. Next story here. This is, we're just seeing the implications of all this new tech that we have, AI and these prediction markets and crypto. Breaking: a U.S. Special Forces soldier who helped capture Maduro just got arrested for betting on his own mission. This is wild. This is wild. So he wagered $32,000 on Poly Market. He bet that Maduro would be out by January, and he was part of the team that helped make that happen. And he raked in $400,000 in profits. And now you have all these people kind of going after him, including people in Congress, I think, that are pointing the finger at him, wanting to go after him. They want to prosecute him. And the great irony is everybody in Congress does this to a much higher degree.
No, but it's okay when they do it, Doug.
Right.
It's okay when they do it, though.
I mean, at least this guy was like, fighting on the front lines here. Whatever. Just crazy.
This is why we needed you in Congress, Doug, so you could be our proxy gambler for all of the inside trading. It's like, no, I realized that I bet, but I gave the money to Doug to do the betting. I'm waiting for somebody to do that and argue that in court where it's like, no, I gave them money and they placed the bet for me, so it's legal now. And just like, okay, well, what are you going to do about it now? Like, because it was a congressman that placed the bet. So
crazy, wild. Trump chimed in on this, and that was his take was kind of like, well, the world in this day and age, everybody loves to gamble, and he's like, did he bet against us or for us? He's like, all right, at least he was betting for his team instead of against his team. Trump being Trump, so he's cool with it. Trump is okay with people using Poly Market to make bets using insider information. Crazy. Oh, yeah, and this does bring up the concept of a Monero-based Poly Market, and I know XMR.bar team is continuing to work on that. I've been talking to them about it, so I think they might actually get something off the ground there. Next story. An open letter from Roman Sterlingov. So I don't need to go through all this, but Roman is the Bitcoin fog guy. We all know that case very well. I think we broke it here on Monero Talk when we had Tor and Michael Hassard on years ago now, originally, telling us about this case, and it's been going on ever since. And now he's in prison serving his sentence, and he's seeking to be pardoned. And Angela McArdle is helping, I think, trying to help to get the attention of the president. She was pivotal in helping, basically helping others get pardoned in the past. So we'll see if she can make it happen again. We wish him our best. What's the next story we got here? Some Monero research news. So there's just so much happening every week now. Update. Jay Berman saying, update, we've decided on Quark's Lab, vendor 4 for phase 1 of the full chain membership plus integration audit. So they found a firm that's going to do this remaining audit that needs to be done on full chain membership proofs. They indicated that they could start ASAP, end of April or early May, and so we would expect it to be completed by early July, which should not end up blocking full chain membership proofs plus timeline. So I don't know if we're going for fourth quarter of this year for being live, perhaps. But it sounds like everything's on track, so that's good to see. And we'll go through its final audit. I think there's some more Monero Research Lab news I wanted to point out here. Yeah, so here's another. The Monero Research Lab has provided an update on post-quantum encryption for Monero. So there's been work on this. Tevador presented a simplified summary of the 7 options and invited comments. So they went through a bunch of options for making Monero, post quantum. Not going to go through this, but exciting to see that work is being done on making Monero post quantum. I don't think they're at any decision stage yet. They're just kind of discussing options. We could obviously do a whole show just on that, and maybe we will soon. What else do I got here? Oh, this is in furtherance of the story we brought up earlier about the tether being frozen. We could go ahead and listen to Treasury Secretary Bessent tell us what happened.
Yeah, I think that's not a correct characterization. Yesterday, we announced Operation Economic Fury, and we, for over a year, we have had maximum pressure on the Iranians, both on blocking payments into the Iranian state and going after the accounts of the IRGC. One of what may prove to be fatal mistakes that the Iranians made was bombing their GCC neighbors, and who are now willing to be much more transparent in terms of the funds or do a deeper dive in investigating the funds that are held within their banking systems. So we have pushed out to them the request that we want to freeze more funds of the leadership of the IRGC and any members of Iranian leadership. The other thing that we have done is we have told countries that if you are buying Iranian oil, that if Iranian money is sitting in your banks, we are now willing to apply secondary sanctions, which is a very stern measure, and the Iranians should know that this is going to be the financial equivalent of what we saw in the kinetic activities.
So the question is, when do they start using Monero? We shall see. It will happen. It absolutely will happen at some point. Next story, we mentioned this already. Update, President Trump scheduled to host private Bitcoin and crypto conference today at Mar-a-Lago, Palm Beach. And like I said, I think it's for everybody that owns his Trump coin. So just crazy to see. And yeah, I saw this pop up. So Edge is doing a Bitcoin. They're doing a meetup. Edge is doing a meetup with Xano. Join the Edge and Xano privacy meetup at Bar Luca, 3 p.m. meetup and networking. So this is, I think, alongside the Bitcoin conference that's happening next week. So that's cool. I don't know if Cake is doing some event or something. I apologize if I've missed that. We can bring that. But that's cool to see. So, people that are looking to hang out with some Monero bros, privacy coin bros, it looks like people are headed to the Bitcoin conference, and they'll be, you don't even have to go to the Bitcoin conference. You could just go over to where they're doing it. And I'm sure there'll be Cake people there. There'll be some Monero people there. There'll be some Xano people there. Could be a cool little opportunity to meet up. I think that's all I got for the week, which is a lot. So we will end it at that. Guys, any major stories I'm missing that I should be bringing up?
Oh, the biggest one of them all, bro. I don't know if you heard, but Monero Master dropped another video. Nice. I happen to be on it, but that's irrelevant. The man is
another Alaska interview. Okay.
Well, that's a good name for him, I guess. Yeah, a while back we did a thing about David Chaum, and I was just trying to get the ball rolling on people digging into the crypto history so they can have a better understanding of where this stuff comes from and how it's evolved over time and stuff. But the main feature is, of course, Monero Master and his unbelievable editing. I haven't even watched it yet, by the way. It came out like a little bit ago. And I noticed a message from him while we were on the show that he had actually put it up live.
Yep, I have it right here. Monero Master 12 hours 12 hours ago, 13 views so far.
You see what I mean? Like, this dude is, he's like the greatest YouTuber ever. And he does it on Monero.
I'm going to watch this after the show's over.
And I just can't believe that he doesn't have like 1 million followers. He's just unreal. His editing skill, he's just, I mean, you've interviewed him. He's sharp.
Oh, I love him.
He's just like,
yeah,
like everybody should watch his video. Get your bot networks running. Get his view count to 8 million minimum. Like, but I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't know why he talks to, some schlub like me, because the dude is like the king of marketing, man. He's just awesome.
Yeah, he's welcome on this show anytime. Tell him to jump up if he wants to tell us stuff, things that are going on.
I think he has like literally the opposite time zone of you, though. So that's probably just brutal. Stay awake until like 1 a.m. so you can go on the Monero Talk show.
Let me run the viewers on stage, guys.
The Monerotopia Viewers on Stage segment is sponsored by XMR Bar. Play dice with Monero using a privacy-respecting and provably fair algorithm. Go to xmr.bar. As always, verify and never trust.
Please gamble responsibly in accordance with the laws of your jurisdiction.
Wait, don't leave. All right. Do we got anybody? Anybody new? Anybody new want to jump up?
And if you want to jump up, you can go to xcancel.com/Monerotopia, and the first tweet has a link to the join stage. xcancel.com/Monerotopia.
Hey, is XMR Bar just like a regular poly market but with Monero?
They're thinking about doing like a poly market and betting type. Right now it's actually like a provably fair dice game where you can stake Monero and then roll the dice and see if you can get some. It's it's kind of cool actually, like what they got going on, but they are trying to figure out some kind of like poly market type of thing.
Yeah. I think we'll have them on soon too.
Yeah, I'm not super interested in the dice thing, but having like bets or whatever, that would be kind of cool. A betting market would be kind of cool.
Monero's
great. Try to push them towards that. Yeah, I think we could get people excited about that as well, right? Obviously, people already are very excited about prediction markets, and there's a real use case for being able to use one with Monero.
If only Homie would have used a Monero poly market that doesn't exist yet, he wouldn't have gotten caught.
Well, the problem likely is that even if he was doing it properly, the fact that he probably took the USDC or whatever from Polymarket and took it to his bank accounts, so probably where they got him. It's like if you'd put it into Monero.
The real problem, bro, is he didn't bribe the officials with his winnings.
That's true too.
Would have been totally out of the hot water if he would have been wise enough to bribe his officials, which I think is funny because like he goes there and he probably is like, I'm here to serve my government and do the right thing and whatever, and as soon as he gets back it's like, all right, to prison with you. Like, and for any of you who are foolish enough as myself to have ever put those army boots on, just remember they don't love you and you are expendable meat, and they can't wait to throw you in the grinder so they can fertilize their garden, okay? Because they hate you and you are a slave.
It's true.
The hypocrisy is just amazing to me, though, that even like literal Congress people are trying to get this guy in trouble for insider trading. It's just amazing to me.
Right?
It seems a little hypocritical.
The guy who's on the front lines that has to die for them is now also the one.
Pot meat kettle, please.
Being persecuted by them.
This is so much worse than the pot calling the kettle black. Like, it's so much worse than that. Like, because it's not even in the same league, right? And the other thing is like he also still had to go make it successful. It's not like he already knew it was going to be successful.
Exactly.
And like you could say, oh, well, he knew that this event was going to happen. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to actually successfully exfiltrate the prisoner.
It just made him more aligned with wanting to complete the mission, right? Like, I mean, so you can't really, from an ethical
it's
standpoint.
so at what point does it go from like, if you think about it, so if you were to bet on the success of your own business,
right,
is that insider trading now too? You see what I mean? Like, it's because if he's only betting on his own success, well, what if you were to bet that like my company is going to grow by 1 million in revenue this year?
Mm-hmm.
And would they be allowed to say, yeah, but you work for the company, so you knew that was going to happen? No, you didn't. You have no idea whether or not your business is going to be successful. It's not like if you pass a law in Congress, you know it's going to exist. It's 100% guaranteed.
Right. And he was betting for the success of the United States, whether or not you agree with the mission. He was betting that they would achieve it. It wasn't like it was treasonous and he was betting against it, right? And you have some of these Congress people with the bets they've been making in the market aren't necessarily even aligned with U.S. interests. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that stuff will start to change soon. It's just so rampant. If anything, it's just going to become more unstoppable. It's just everybody's going to be able to more easily participate in it and do it. I've got a question. Doug, will Tux be back at some point? Yeah, he's always welcome. I think he's just been busy. He's been busy with his cake stuff, and he just doesn't really have time to dedicate to being, the co-host. So he didn't want to hold us up in any way or have us falsely rely on him. But he's always welcome to jump on whenever he can.
So instead of the wonderful Tux, you get me instead. I know it's
you're doing a great job, Shortwave. Really, fantastic job.
I'd also point out Justice has been like a really good fit. Like the show really does move along very efficiently.
Whether I like it or not, he's playing the segments and it keeps us going.
Yeah, see, he's even more of a taskmaster than I am because I would have let you finish your statements or whatever, and Justice will just cut you off right there. He's just like, next segment.
Moving on, let's go.
We need to start doing hand signals or something just for code word when to run it.
We'll get smoother as we go.
Yeah.
Wonderful Shortwave. Yes. Oh, we got another XMR chat in on tip.001 XMR. Justin Sun's lawsuit against World Liberty Financial is big news too. Yeah,
you got a link for that, homie? Or
I don't really know the details. I did see some of that.
I'll see if I can.
That's crazy that Justin Sun is suing World Liberty Financial. That's Trump's company or Sun's crypto company.
I haven't read this yet, but apparently there's a new letter from Roman Storm, letters from not Roman Storm, Keon Rodriguez, letters from the inside. There's a new letter from him. I haven't gotten the chance to read it yet. It's on the Rage.
I may try to get his wife on a Monero talk. Somebody reached out asking if I would be interested in that. I said, yeah, sure, of course. So that could be cool. Yeah, we had stuff going on with the Tornado Cash, with Roman Storm this week. A lot of action, guys. A lot of action in the digital cash sphere.
So has anybody noticed how unbelievably delusional like the old right-wing boomer people have become? Like where I keep running into these people who are just like thoroughly convinced that this is all 5D chess, like the war and the crypto thing and all of that, where like Trump is going to make every American a billionaire and all that. It's just wild to me, like how delusional it's getting.
Yeah, I definitely see that too.
It's like the economy is burning down around them, and they're just like, it's all part of the plan, man. He's a genius businessman, and look at how rich he's become. And it's like, you mean through all of like the fraud and like this? I mean, the dude is just fleecing this country for personal gain. It like openly, you know, it's just like not even hiding it or whatever.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
I mean, it's good because more and more people are going to be disillusioned with politics in general and just start opting out.
Oh, the anarchy business is booming, bro. Like, let me tell you, like Trump and Biden have been the greatest thing for anarchy ever. You know, they really have.
We're going to get people to start reading up on Secretary too.
Dude, it's when I noticed it was like, so I go to the gym quite a bit, and you'll hear people ranting on either side. I mean, but you know, it's Alaska, so if they're still part of like the two-party system, most of them are on the Republican side, you know, but there are people who are Democrats here too. And the thing is, although I'd say like party affiliated individuals make up maybe 20% of the Alaskan population at this point. Like people just hate them. But the thing is they're just becoming so disillusioned with the fact that anyone in power can just end up with like they can just use the law to just screw everybody. I'm just like, maybe if you didn't have a government, you wouldn't have this problem, and it wouldn't matter what your political affiliation is. And you just see the lights coming on more than I've ever seen in my entire life, you know?
Yeah, eventually somebody will shoot down that bird.
Yeah, the more time passes and the more people like these people of corruption just act out in the open, the more people will see it and the more people will leave their banner. It's like, okay, we can see the problems here more clearly than ever before. So like that's why trust has just fallen to such an absurdly low level, especially among the youth, like young people. We just have absolutely no trust in any of the institutions anymore.
Yeah.
I really think Gen Z and it's you know, those that follow, I guess, like Gen Alpha, are going to be like an absolutely massive push towards anarchy. I'm seeing it constantly, you know. Like I have a lot of visitors, and like the younger they are, the more anarchist they are, because they get it, you know. Like they really get it. The internet has done some amazing things in making people not trust the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm young. I'm like on the low end of millennial, and it just if you trust the government, there's something delusional, like there's something medically wrong with you, probably.
Yeah, for sure. I also like with our guest segment here, and like seeing how you know, people in it like Ibarreta is like not wealthy at all. It's a very poor part of Argentina relative to the rest of the country. I mean, they're not like poor like sub-Saharan Africa poor or anything like that, but it's a rough place to live, like as far as Argentina. And it's just inspiring to me to see that like they know how to reach out to people who actually are interested in helping, and just get around the government, get around all that stuff. And like even just getting the money into the country to be able to help people. I mean, that was so efficient. You know, it's just like, hey, let me help. Address sent, Monero sent, done. Like it's buying water right now. You know, like
nobody's freezing it. Nobody knows who it's coming from.
Like the speed at which they're learning how to go get help and like, you know, actually do something that benefits their community. And my favorite part is now they go and they, you know, here, this is fresh water purchased by people you've never met, thanks to the power of Monero. You know, like what better advertise, not that that's what it's really about in this case, but like what better way to demonstrate the utility of Monero than to be able to say, this dude, in fact, I think I'm literally on the opposite side of the world. You know, like I'm as far from Argentina as you can get, right? Like and just like instantly, you can do something to help people on the other side of the world. That is just amazing to me that they figured it out. They're putting it to work and they're making it happen.
Yeah, he just put up a QR code. I popped up on my wallet, put in, scanned the QR code, typed in 0.1, hit send, and was like done.
Dude, it's so efficient.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about, like, Ibarreta is a small place, right? Just a few of us helping a little bit will go an incredibly long way. Because I mean, there's probably 200-300 people who are like really, really in trouble from this situation. Then a few people who are like, tangentially affected or whatever. But like, I mean, it's a couple pallets of water or whatever, just like right now on the way. Like, that's massive if you think about it. For a small community of people, that's several days worth of being able to like get the water draining and all that other stuff. Like that's huge. So we got a seller door comment. I'm going to make sure that he meant for it to be read here real quick.
The Monero is a walking advertisement.
I'm going to read this seller door comment. Having a hard time believing majority millennials and older will cling more tightly to existing systems as they erode. I just can't see them taking the plunge until they have no choice. More worryingly, I think they will jump to whatever trap the likes of the Carlson Edel offer as an alternative. Yeah, so I believe what he's getting at here is the millennials and older are probably going to cling to what they know. And I agree with them. Like, a lot of them, probably the majority of them, are going to cling to what they know. But more concerningly, whatever system that they impose to replace it, they'll all just blindly jump in, but the reason why that doesn't concern me as much as it used to is now that Gen Z is, into their adulthood and all of that stuff, I see them like rapidly climbing the ladder, not in the economic sense, but in the opt-out sense. Because even though, yeah, like most of the wealth, the way that it's currently measured is allocated, over there in the old systems. Well, that's because it's designed to count things in that way. I think that a lot of the real value these days is not calculated the way that it used to. And these people are going to more effectively use the new systems. So I believe that there is a lot of hope right now.
The counter economy grows vertically and horizontally more every day.
I mean, look at the growth of XMR Bazaar, like you were talking about with Sebastian, Doug, about like it is growing very steady. And then on the show, he's like, make sure they put it on XMR Bazaar. He did. What about that one? Yep, it's on there. What about this guy? Yep, it's already on there. Like, I mean, they get it, and they're using the parallel economy systems. And that's the thing is, like, out of their need, they have so much more incentive to do so. And they're learning so quickly on how to adopt these systems and so on. And the other thing, by the way, I offered Alessandro, I was like, I can pay you through the traditional system as well if you're interested. He's like, no, getting Monero in and out, it's super easy here. Don't worry about it. I was like, all right, Monero it is. Like, he was even offered pesos. I was like, I'll send you pesos. No, we want the Monero. Way better. Like, that's what I like to hear.
Amazing. They are a true Monero node.
I wonder if they have a Monero node, like a Ipaterte Monero node.
I see there's some guy who's been trying to jump up, programmer, like, or XMR guy. I saw your device is here, but now it's showing devices not connected. So maybe your internet just isn't good.
Oh.
There you go.
Come on.
Well, hello.
Who we got?
Yeah, I really didn't plan on what to ask.
Okay, no worries.
Tell us about your Monero story, man. How did you hear about Monero?
I was just bored one day and I was like, oh, what's this? And that's how I saw Monero.
All right.
Hey, whatever works.
Oh my
Hell yeah.
god. Permissionless.
Yep.
Don't give away your location, but what country are you from? Like keep your exact location private, but like what region of the world?
United States.
Nice.
Good man.
Okay, a lot of us are, so that's not surprising.
Why do you like Monero?
I don't know. I just like it.
Okay.
Nice.
Fair.
All right, Monero's trending. The youngins like Monero.
You remember Blynn's story about like how he got into Monero, or he had rented a Minecraft server and then they didn't need it anymore, so he just started mining Monero. You remember that?
Is that what the story?
Yeah, and he was like what, like 10 or whatever when he did it. Like, yeah, and that's how he got into Monero, and he's been in it ever since.
Oh, that's hilarious! I didn't know that story either.
Blinn, and he's been to Alaska a couple of times already.
Yeah, he's made his pilgrimage to Man Mecca many times.
Monero Mecca. Monero Man Mecca.
Manca.
Well, listen, guys.
I'm not gonna give it away, but my my next visitor is a common influence between the two of us, Doug. So the next pilgrim is, I don't know if he's gonna want me to say anything or whatever, but like, yeah.
Okay,
the next
maybe,
visit is interesting indeed.
I love it, man. So many people have come to visit you there. It really is quite amazing, actually.
Justice says he's thinking about making the leap too, bro. I don't know if he's going public, but I'm just saying
that's on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to come through New York City. They'd rather go to freaking Alaska. It's amazing.
Well, you can't blame them for not wanting to go to New York, the New York hellhole.
Blinn did say he was gonna try to go to New York next time.
Oh wow, okay.
And he's hoping that I'll go too. I don't know, man. That sounds like a lot of city for me.
I can't picture you in New York City, man.
I have actually been to New York many,
I'm sure
many
you
times.
have. I'm sure you have.
It's hell on earth to a guy like me, but you know, it's like
that's funny.
I think New York has, what is it, 10 times as many people in the, or no, it's more than that. It's more than 10 times as many people in just the metro than there is in my entire state. Like, it's just, it's so crowded, bro. Like, just, you can't like reach out without smacking people. I just, no. Like, I feel like
Mexico
I have too
City
many neighbors.
Yeah. But we can leave it here, guys. I don't mind jumping on to family time.
All right, it works for me. I'm gonna go watch that Monero Master video.
Yeah, everybody spread the word on the Monero. This is not about like a self-promotion thing. I like genuinely believe that Monero Master should be like the most watched YouTube channel in the entire world, because the man is just an absolute.
No, Monero Talk should be.
Yeah, well, I mean, Monero Talk already is like
Nice,
it's
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monero.
I like XMR guy. XMR guy, you're welcome to jump on in the future.
Yeah,
That's
let's pump those views, man. Monero Master is the king, the crown king. You know, it's for real. Let's get him some recognition for his hard work.
For those people who still have a YouTube account, I don't have a YouTube account, so I can't subscribe to him except for RSS, and that's
neither do I. I've never.
That's not going to show on
given him a single view.
See, that's
every time I tell somebody to watch it, like they're all people who also don't count towards any view counts. So it's like I personally know like dozens and dozens of people who have watched everything he put out there and they've never given him a view count. Nobody that watches the show that I know for Monero Talk either. Not a single view.
Is he on Odyssey too?
Good thing people on XMR Bazaar are selling Google accounts for Monero.
That's true.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there are.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Like Monerotopia is just it is an unbelievable thing what we're experiencing right now. Monero too. The community is just growing. It is really
Doug,
growing.
you should understand though, like you're raising your kids the same way. Like my kids prefer to be paid in Monero or goldbacks as well. So like the next generation gets it, bro. They get it.
Freedom money. They want freedom.
Including me.
Exactly.
Sure.
All right, guys. We will leave it there. Beautiful show today. We had we spoke to the mayor of Monero Town, Alessandro. Always amazing to hear from him and the progress that he's making there. It was a great show. And we do these shows every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll be back next week. I'm sure there'll be a Monero Talk this week. We'll be in touch.
When this finally becomes a video on YouTube, I'll be able to catch up on what was talked about because I joined like super late.
Yeah, just give it a couple hours.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're bringing somebody else up. Who's this now?
Welcome, Mono.
Mono, are you there?
Hey.
Mono, do you have something to say?
Oh, welcome. Hello. You hear me?
Oh, it's our friend. Okay.
Yeah.
I recognize his voice.
No way. This is my heavy one.
You always pop in when we're about to close things down, my friend.
Yeah.
But go ahead. You have something a message you want to put out there?
No. Well,
Mono, we hear you, man. Go ahead.
He is currently thinking.
I think he's processing.
Loading.
I think I'm live now, yeah? You hear me?
Yeah, you're live, Mono. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just heard my voice twice. But yeah, I thought just jumping on for maybe an after stage. But there are a couple things maybe I can pop up. But yeah, I was just trying it out if I get live and at least say hello. Hello to the Monero Bros.
If you come back next week a little earlier, we can have you on you on for a little longer.
Are you going to MoneroCon?
Well, I actually am good to go.
You're gonna go, all
Ready
right.
for it.
That
This
makes
one
me
is
want to
in
go
work.
more, man. When I hear you're going, I love hanging out with you at MoneroCon. We've had good times in the past.
Yeah, it probably will be good with the Bitcoin Bros.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the brothers in wars.
Yes,
it could be. We could be more getting connected, I guess.
I probably
Share
won't be
ideas.
going. I probably won't be able to make it, but it's going to be in Poland. It's going to be in Warsaw. I believe in June.
It is, yeah, it is.
Yep. But we're gonna Mono. Let me leave it here. I'm gonna run the.
Thank you for joining us on this week's Monerotopia episode. We stream live shows every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. You can find and subscribe to our show on YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble, Twitch, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on X or join us in the Monerotopia Telegram group. See you all next week.